setting up a profile, interacting with customers. How do you use social media authentically to connect with strangers and make sales? That's what tonight's session is all about. We will cut through the noise because you might have noticed everyone and their cat are an expert in social media. There we go. That's exciting. My own phone's talking to me. So everyone and their cat are an expert on social media. People are queuing up to tell you about algorithms, about what time to post, about what tags to use, what tags not to use. But how do you know which of those bits of information is adding value and which bits of those information are taking it away? Now, we've got a very, very practical approach to social media. And one of the conversations that Laura and I had when we were preparing for this session is the distinction between becoming influencers and having influence over your customers. So tonight's session is the basics. It's the step-by-step, cutting through the noise and focusing on the bits that are generating income for you. We're not teaching you to become the next big thing and to collect 2 million followers in the next 5 minutes. It's about you becoming someone that can have influence over people, that they are interested in your products and services, which turns into cash. We are not teaching you to be influencers. That's what tonight's session is all about. So if you would like that information, folks, if you're watching on YouTube, as you know, I've got YouTube on because it just talked to me. Please type in the comments the words social media, yeah, baby. And if you're watching us, joining us on Zoom, if you're in the Zoom room, type social media, yeah, baby, in the chat to make sure that you guys are ready for some information, inspiration, and practical help to help you cut through the noise of social media and get the stuff that you really need to help you. There's quite a lot of yeah babies going on here. Hello, the YouTube. Tata Lev is here. Kerry's here. Let's have a yeah babies from you guys so we know we're watching. And then we're going to dive in. Laura, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Well, I think so. Do you want to start?
I am going to start.
Oh, go on then.
I actually have my own disclaimer tonight. Got my own mini disclaimer. So there may be live demos in today's session. If we do hop in over on social media, I just want to say, I do not have control over what comes up on the internet. Some weird things may come up on the internet, even when I don't type weird things in. And yes, this disclaimer comes from years of doing social media with Rebel.
Okay, I'm slightly triggered by the memory of something. Let's move on quickly.
So before we jump into the session today, I have a poll for you. I want to know, are you using any social media platforms? If so, what ones are you using? Or maybe you're not using social media at all. Can we launch the poll, please? And if you're not on the Zoom and you are listening on YouTube right now, there is a QR code on the screen so you can join in as well.
A message from Caroline. Laura, do you want to talk to this now or do you want to chat about it later on? When Caroline says, I find it hard being on social media as I then start looking at others and get disheartened and go down the rabbit hole of I'm not good enough. You had a recent insight on this one. Do you want to talk about this now or do you want to come back to it?
Oh, I have many insights on this one. In fact, I still feel like this now, and I still do this now. I will scroll and then I'll go, oh, everybody's better than me. Oh, look at their content. Oh, look, they're doing amazing and I'm not doing very well. Look how many followers they have. Look how many comments and likes. Oh, it does get a lot. So my advice to that would be stop doing it. Stop looking at what other people are doing and focus on what you're doing. Sure, you can get ideas from other people, but if you're getting to that stage where you're looking at people and going, oh, they're better than me, get off social media. You're not actually working. I also fall into this trap where I do this and I'm scrolling on social media and I'm like, I'm gonna do some research. I'm just gonna do some research for my business for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that's all. And then an hour later, I'm just still scrolling on social media, just flicking and flicking, and I'm not working at this point. I'm just procrastinating.
And that's why we have in our disclaimer that we don't compare pineapples, right? And this is one of the reasons why. It's because what you're comparing yourself against is the perception that's in your mind of what a perception is that somebody else wanted to create. So my perception is comparing against your perception of what your perception is, and therefore making my confidence and self-belief decisions based on fiction. It's all hallucination. And actually, for every person that is apparently doing well on social media, I'd like to take a sneaky peek into their bank accounts to see, well, it all looks very nice, but what is actually going on behind the scenes? And it seems to me to be true that some of the most rough and ready posts, the ones that feel more authentic, are the ones that are more likely to create engagement. Engagement equals eyeballs. Eyeballs equals clicks, and clicks equals sales opportunities. So, Caroline, I love that you've gone there early. I love that you've pointed that out. But remember, this is a hallucination. It's your hallucination of their hallucinations. We just need to focus. And this is one of the conversations I had this morning. Focus on the things that you want to do, not on the things that you're scared of. If you focus on things that you're scared of, you'll get scared. If you focus on the things that you want to do, you're more likely to create what you want to have happen.
And it's actually happened twice lately where I've asked someone, I'm like, oh, so how many sales are you making on social media? Like, your social media looks fantastic right now. I want to share what you're doing with the rebels on this course tonight. Can I share what you're doing? Like, are you making sales from this? And two times I've spoken to people and they said, oh, actually, no, I'm not making sales right now. So a nice social media doesn't necessarily mean that there's money in the bank. Okay, so let's have a look at the poll, shall we? We've got
Yes,
a
let's.
lot of people are familiar with Facebook. Oh, we don't. The option for I don't like any of it has disappeared. So put in the chat right now if you're like, do you know what? I don't use any of these platforms. I don't want to use any of these platforms. I hate social media. If you're in that camp, let me know in the chat now. So the winner on here, I think, is Facebook. So everybody is familiar with Facebook.
Yes, I've heard of that.
You've heard of it. That's good.
It's interesting, isn't it? 79% of those. So, guys, like we've got some information. I think one of the first things that we want to help you with today is to choose which platform you're going to lean into for your business to start with. Then we're going to help you build your bio. We're going to look at content to help you figure out what content to post. And then the final piece of this jigsaw is sharing with you the single most powerful bit of social media. And it's not what you probably think it is. That's what our cunning plan is. And for those of you that have said on social media, has anyone on YouTube said that they don't use social media? Tatalev says, I hate them and I don't want to use them, though I do have Facebook and Instagram accounts. They are severely neglected. And I totally get that. And for those of you that are not enjoying themselves on social media, totally get it. Here's the thing that I know to be true. I would rather ride a wave than get hit by it. Right. And that's what's happening on social media right now. There is a wave. It has fundamentally changed the way that we communicate. And the thing about social media for me is it's never been faster and it's never been more possible to start a conversation with someone who is interested in the same stuff as you. Okay. Because imagine this, folks. Imagine I gave you a challenge and I said to you, I want you to go out in the street tomorrow morning between 10 and 11. And I want you to go and have 10 conversations with 10 strangers about your business. And then as a result, get them looking at your products and services. Imagine the effort that it would take to go and find 10 people in the street that you think is your best guess, that they might be interested in what you're selling. You've got to get in your car, you've got to get on the bus or the train, you've got to get there, you've got to plug up the courage to find someone to talk to. The tactics that we're going to share with you this evening cuts all of that stuff out. And you can potentially have conversations with hundreds of strangers over the next few weeks. Remember our parents and carers, the people that brought us up, said to us, whatever you do, don't talk to strangers. That's fantastic advice when you're 6. There's terrible advice when you're in business. And what we've got for you this evening is a way of thinking about social media that will help you focus on where to put your effort and energy. And Laura's created a thing where like 15 minutes a day, folks, that's all we need. 15 minutes a day. Have you got a spare 15 minutes where you're currently scrolling, or you're like me, when you get stressed, you play dumb games on your phone, like that 15 minutes that you could repurpose into creating impact in your business? Because it is possible to spend 8 hours a day on social media platforms and get nothing. And it's equally possible to spend 15 minutes of focused activity and make real impact in connecting with customers and starting conversations, meaningful conversations with folk that are potentially going to buy from you. That's what this stuff is about, folks. And I think for all of you that are going, like, nobody's going, wow, oh my God, I love social media. Most people probably aren't in that space. That's for the very few. Like, my son is one of them, loves this stuff. Most of us go, oh. But what we're going to do is give you a way of thinking differently about it. That's what I want for you this evening. Laura, you're in charge.
Simon, is it too early for a mini experiment?
It's never too early for a mini experiment, Laura.
Do you know what I think we should do? I think we should have a photo and we should share it.
A what?
A photo! I
Of
think we
what?
should all have a photo together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Can someone take the photo for me? Can you do it, Simon?
No, because I've got the whole, my screen looks weird.
Okay.
Can someone from the Rebel team please get us a photo? What's the instruction, Laura? What do you want people to do?
If there's anything yellow around you, I want you to grab something yellow and hold it up to the screen next to your face because I want to see your face too. I have a yellow sticky note that says water. That's about it for me. Has anybody got anything yellow with them? If you have, hold it up to the screen. If you haven't, don't worry, you can still be in the picture. I'll still let you. I like how we both got sticky notes. Mine says water because I need to remember to drink water every day because I don't drink enough water. Okay, so how do we do this? Who's doing the photo? Who from the Rebels? I just want to make sure that someone's
I can
actually
do
doing it.
that.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Anna. So what we're going to do is we're going to post this on social media after. So I want you to come up to the camera with your yellow thing if you've got something yellow.
So, Oliver's got unidentified fruit. So Sally Ann, I don't know if you've got the same fruit and veg supplier. Judy's gone. You've got yellow. Is that yellow card you've got there? Brilliant. Make sure you're not holding up your bank statement. We can't see anything that's in your bank statement.
Yes, this is going to be posted on social media, so please don't share anything you don't want to be shared.
Right. Okay, Anna, you're in charge.
Okay, so we're just going to take a picture of the screen. If anyone is confused right now, stick your camera on, and what we're going to do is take a screenshot so that we can see your faces. Are you ready? Is everybody ready? In
Yes.
3, 2,
Richard
1.
I love it. Let me just reach for my handy saxophone that I've just got here by the side of my desk. Isn't it funny what the people... Cassandra's, what's that?
What's Sally Ann got? What is that? Is that a pumpkin?
Oh. That looks like cake that Cassandra was holding up. It looks too solid to be cake.
But Cassandra's whole wall is yellow. Like, she's just yellow all the way through.
Yes. Thank you for repainting your wall for this evening session, Cassandra. We're very grateful for you. Good. What next, Laura?
Okay, so we're going to post that to the social media, to Rebel social media, and we'll do a little experiment with it. But for now, let's jump back into the content. Bear with me while I share my screen. Here we go. So what is the mistake that people make? What do you reckon the number one mistake is that people make on social media when they're trying to use social media for business? What do people do when they go onto social media? Maybe you've done it yourself. Like, I'm guilty of doing this in the past. Like, I've posted this thing on social media and then I just get tumbleweeds. Like, no one is paying any attention. Any ideas? Too much text, using AI, not consistent. No, these aren't the biggest ones. Karen's got it. She says sell, sell, sell. Not checking it. Yes,
Jonathan
selling.
was straight in with that one, 100%.
Yeah. So when you go on there and you go, hey, I'm just selling, come and buy my stuff from me. Hey, buy my stuff. People know that it's a sales post and they're not going on social media to sell. Like, the hint is in the name. It is not social. It's not selling media. It's social media. People aren't going there to be sold to. Now, here is the really weird and annoying thing about humans. We love buying things. Like, we love it. We're like, oh, I want to buy that thing. Oh, I want to buy that thing. But you know what? We hate being sold to. We hate it. And we can smell it a mile away. Like, can you think of a post right now? Maybe it's someone that you went to school with and they send you a message and they're like, hey, I've just started a business, or I've just started selling this thing right now. Maybe they don't even message you. Maybe they just tag you in a post or they invite you to the group. How do you feel when that happens? Lauren says cringe. Yeah, a bit awkward, yeah. Icky, yeah. I think this, like, if you flip it around and you think, like, how would you like to be spoken to? Nissa says used. Yeah, it doesn't feel very nice, does it? Because you know that they're just getting in touch with you to sell to you. Yeah. You unfriend them. Yeah, I've done that a few times too. So here is how this session is going to go down today. Like I've tried to make it as simple as possible for you. And we're going to do this stuff today. Like if you can, you're going to have a go at doing some of this stuff while we're on the call tonight. So number one, the first part of the session today is going to be about choosing one platform. Yes, you heard me right. I said choosing one platform. Not loads of platforms, just one. Does anybody know why we're just going to choose one platform? Why wouldn't we have an Instagram, a LinkedIn, a TikTok, a Facebook? Yeah, it's about your focus, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, because if I have so much energy every single day, like I have this amount of energy every single day to go with social media, my 15 minutes, say, and I put like 2 minutes into this one, 3 minutes into that one. Oh my gosh, I can't add up to 15. I don't know how many minutes I've got left now. Anyway, I split my 15 minutes equally among like so many different platforms. Like I'm only spending a couple of minutes on each one and I'm not really learning how to use any of them. Yeah, you're right, Gail. I'm spreading myself too thin. I'm doing that scattergun approach where I'm just doing a little bit of each one. Whereas if I took that energy, that 15 minutes a day, and I put all of that into the one platform, I'm going to learn how to use it really well. I'm going to be engaging with my customers, and I'm actually going to be putting that energy into that platform. And you can sign up to the other platforms. Like if you're like, oh yes, but I want to save my handle on that platform, or I want to, like, sure, make accounts on all of them. But you're going to focus on one platform for now.
Just to add to that, Laura, there's something that Dan said in the Zoom room for the YouTubers that can't see that comment. He said, don't half-ass two things, full-ass one thing. And I think that's one of my favorite things I've ever seen. We're going to make sure it goes in the next course, Dan. That's what I love about that. Because here's what happens, folks. If you don't crack it on the first platform that you use, when we're learning and we make a bunch of mistakes, for every social media platform that you open after that, you're going to be replicating the mistakes. So it has a compounding negative effect on your business. It's a little bit like trying to open 3 businesses at once. If you don't get the learning on business number 1, then it times by 10, 20, 30 the mistakes that you're making across 3 businesses. And that's why and how it can get overwhelming really quickly. Now, remember this stuff, we're not teaching you to be influencers. We're teaching you the practical stuff to get started, to focus on how to do it for your business. We know that some of you are already ahead of the game and you might be thinking, yeah, shut up, Simon. Can you get to the algorithm bit? No, because we're going to focus on the things that grab the most attention for your customers, the practical steps to take when you're just starting out. If you've got a gazillion followers, you don't need this bit. You need other challenges. I bet focus might still be one of them. Maybe it's converting your gazillion followers into actual business leads, which we'll come on to in a minute. So Laura, please continue. Help us choose a platform.
While we're on the topic of influencers, can I just say that I'm being an influencer tonight for one of our rebels? You might have heard of Richard the Goat Man. I'm wearing some of his merch tonight. He may have given me this t-shirt when we hung out the other day and said, can you wear it on Monday? And I went, yes, I can. I think there is a lesson for marketing on asking.
Oh yeah, there might well be, yeah.
So the second part of the session today is going to be about setting up your account. So we're going to choose the platform, then we're going to set it up. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put some stuff on it. And then we're going to reach out to people. So first up, how do you choose when there are so many different platforms and they do all different things? How do you choose what platform you're going to choose for your business? Well, I've got a few questions for you here. My first question for you is, it's the answer to every marketing question, isn't it? Who is your customer? That is my question. Who is your customer? What do you want to create? Is there a platform your customer is more likely to be on? I don't know why these are running in the wrong order. And is there one you already use? So you can start to answer some of these questions now. Is there who is your customer is the first one. And then the second most important one I'd say is there one that you already use? And the reason for this is if you want to start a LinkedIn and you've never used LinkedIn before, you've got a whole other barrier there in front of you. Like, I'm not saying don't use LinkedIn if you think that's where your customers are. Sure, use it and learn how to use it. But you just need to know that there's going to be another barrier for you right there. You look like you wanted to say something, Simon, so I paused just in case.
I always want to say something. I'm smiling because I love Levi's comment, can relate to the confused face. Me too, Levi. It's all a learning experience, all of this, isn't it? And better to do one thing well than to try and spread yourself too thin on the others. And like Laura's saying, focus on the one that you're already leaning towards, the one that you've got a bit of experiences, because the activity that you have to do is the same pretty much on every channel. There's some nuances, there's some differences between them, but essentially it's the same. So you might as well start with one where you're not completely at zero, that you've got a little bit of familiarity with it. And then that'll build your confidence, that'll build your understanding. You'll be able to micro test what works, keep doing those mini experiments, and then soon you'll be able to have a sense of direction. And then you can make a decision. Have I got the energy and enthusiasm to do a second channel? And if so, why? Is it going to get me the results? If I'm already getting results on channel number one, I don't need a second channel. So yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but you made me.
I didn't make you.
You
You
did.
didn't have to. You could have said
Stop
no.
arguing with me.
Fine.
Oh, you gave up too easily. Keep going. You're in charge.
So, some more things that you could think about with choosing, like you don't need to read all this right now. This is in like I've done some course notes for you and like a step by step, like how do you choose, like which platforms should you pick in 2025. So if you go over to the hub, you'll find like a whole blog post in there for you about this stuff. But some of the platforms, I'm going to do this tonight. I'm going to pre-warn you now. I'm going to be saying LinkedIn when I mean Instagram, when I mean TikTok. So please do correct me if I say the wrong one at the wrong time, because it will come towards the end of the session. It happens every single time. Starting off, some of the platforms might make more sense for you. So if you are wanting to make videos, then TikTok would make sense for you. If you don't want to make videos, don't go on TikTok. Don't worry if the slide is blurry because you can go onto the course notes and it's all there. You can see it all there for you anyway. So which one are you going to choose? Is there one that you're thinking about choosing? What one are you leaning more towards right now? Stick it in the chat. If you're on YouTube as well, stick it in the comment section. Which platform are you thinking about using for your business? If you had to choose only one, what one would it be? Lots for Instagram or a couple of YouTube. Money Man on YouTube. I'm guessing you like doing videos then. Okay, LinkedIn, Instagram. A lot of love for LinkedIn and Instagram. Always is. Always is. Oh, lots of Facebook ones. Fab. Is anybody already using any of these for their business? Because if you are, maybe you want to stick your handle in the chat now. Maybe you want to have a follow of each other. Also, you can set up your account right now. You can choose which platform you're going to go. You can log in, you can sign up. Maybe you need to like get out your mobile phone and like dust it off. You know, that one that you haven't used in ages. Maybe you need to go in and change things up in there. But connect with us. Connect with the Rebel channel. We're at the Rebel School. Maybe you want to find the Donegans. Maybe you want to find Simon, Jack. Maybe you want to find me. Here's a hint. You're most likely to have a conversation with me on Instagram. Like how Fabian's like, follow us at the Rebel School. Yeah. Gail, it's nice to see you in here tonight. You are coming up in my slides a little bit later. Gail came along to a course in Bridgend. Caroline says, I'm already following the Rebel School. Fabi says, follow at the Rebel School.Columbia for our Latin America content. Oh, look at that. We're going global, everybody. Are we ready for the next bit, Simon?
I just want to talk to a question that was posted on YouTube, and I think it's a really good question. It's slightly off topic, but it's linked. So it's not a specific question on social media, but it does talk to some of the challenges that we're all facing. And this is from Happy Employees First. Thank you for posting this question. The first course here told us, I think he may mean the first workshop, the first course here told us to tell people what we do, selling. So how to apply that if people hate to be sold to. And I think this thing about sales and what we're talking about with social media, let's link it to that. This is social media, not selling media. I've literally just had a conversation with a business owner in the village where I live. And this conversation, this guy's been in sales for 30 years. And now he's running his own food business. He's got has a Greek food truck that visits all the different villages and towns near where I live, right? And he said that most of the sales information that he interacts with, that he sees on social media, he said it's too salesy. It's missing the point, right? So if you know that we kind of love to buy stuff, but we hate to be sold to, so how do you transition that gap? How do you talk about your product or service in a way that doesn't push it on people? This is the message that we're talking about with social media. It's social media, not selling media. Same in real life. You know what it's like when a salesperson comes up to you and says, "Can I help you?" And you go, "No, because I don't want to be sold to." Okay. So how do you navigate that? Well, this is about helping your customers to buy. How do you do that? You ask them questions, you build trust with them, you have an authentic conversation. The conversation that I've just had is going to get a sales expert to come and talk to Rebel School attendees. He's going to do a masterclass session for us. I'm been selling to him. He's been selling to me. How do we do that? We got to trust very quickly just by being human, just by being real. And I think that's the bit that I want you guys to get from this is don't do online what you wouldn't do in real life. You do you, be real. It's about authenticity. It's about, helping people to see what you're all about and feel trusting. If they don't trust you, then they're not going to buy anything from you. So finding ways of using these tools to accelerate trust, that's what we're going to be giving you as part of our social media session this evening. Laura, you sensed that I was on one, so you stopped sharing your screen. You can reshare again now if you want.
My first follower from tonight is Kalpa Move. Pilates inspired essentials designed for movement and strength. Nice.
Have you only got one follower? I got 14.
I got 3. You're obviously easier to find than me.
No,
if they've got your surname, it says your surname there. They've just got Laura at the Rebel School to try and find me.
I'm messing with you. I got a few, but I'm sure you'll get more. Wait. No, that's it. Just one. Please continue.
My surname is Poole with an E on the end if you want to find me. Let me share my screen again. Caroline found me. Alex said he found you ages ago, Simon.
That's true, but he cheated.
So the next part of the session today is the setup. So I'm not going to go into every single social media platform because things are slightly different, but there are some common themes among them all. So it looks something like this. It may be laid out differently. And the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to chuck a photo of your face in there. Why your face, not your logo? Well, who would you rather speak to? Would you rather speak to a logo? So, for example, hold the line. I'm typing in Nike, and then I'm going to go on their account. When I talk to Nike, there's a logo there. Who am I speaking to? Am I speaking to Mr. Nike himself? I don't know who the founder of Nike is. I'm sure someone here does. Dan says yes, that I am. Who are you talking to? Caroline says, oops, I have a logo. I thought it was more professional. Yeah, you don't know who you're talking to, do you? If it's Nike, they're huge, aren't they? It's probably going to be a bot. If there is a picture of someone on there, someone's face, who do you think you're talking to? Like mine, for example, if you see a picture of me and you start a conversation, you at least assume that you're talking to me. Even if I've got someone else behind there doing it for me, I haven't, it's me. But even if I've got someone else behind the scenes, you think that you're talking to a person. So I always recommend having a picture of your beautiful face on there, if possible. If not, sure, you can have your logo. Sometimes it might make sense. So I've heard designers say, yes, but I'm a designer. Would it make sense? Like I do maybe images like what are on the screen right now. Like I do that. Would it make sense for me to have that as my profile picture? Yeah, sure, absolutely. But if possible, do try and find a nice picture of your face. It doesn't have to be a professional photo, just something nice and clear so we can see who you are. Next up, you're going to put your name or your business name, maybe even both. Like if it was on Instagram, you could put your name and your business name in there. Next up is a thing called your handle. So not all platforms will have this, but like for Instagram example, it's going to be like your business name, your business UK if it's already taken. So maybe it's already taken like your business name UK at the end of it, or Sheffield, or wherever it is that you live. You might want to stick that on the end. Next up is your bio. So this is what you do and who it's for. You want to get it in under 2 lines, really. If there's any benefit, like if it was handmade in Yorkshire, something like that. Any key things that your customer is going to be searching for when they look for you, that's what you're going to put in here. Because social media runs a little bit differently how it used to. It used to be that if you put a hashtag in, people would find you from that hashtag. Now it works on something called SEO. I'm not going to go too deeply into that though. But what that means is when you type things in, so you've got some text in there that says, for example, if it says Yorkshire in there, if I'm then looking for someone in Yorkshire, then you're more likely to come up because you've said that you're in Yorkshire. And actually, I've got an example of this coming up in the slides a little bit later on how I spent a bunch of money with someone because I typed in what I was looking for and the area and they came up. And I'll share that with you a little bit later on. And then the last thing that you're going to do is you're going to put your lovely website that we made last week in there, because then people can click on the link and buy from you. Now, sometimes people ask me at this point, should I put a link tree in there? To which I would say, no. Why would you send someone to a website that's not your website to then get to your website? It makes no sense at all. Don't use Linktree. Use your website. It is much better to send them through to your website where they can buy from you, where they can contact you. You don't want to make them go to different places because they might get bored and just leave. So link it to your website, the one that we created the other day or the one that you already had. It's that whole one call to action thing. If you're struggling with your bio, I got a little hack for you. You could use AI to create your bio, and I've created this prompt with the help of AI for you. I asked it, what would be the best way to get a bio out of you? What prompt would you use to get this? And it said this could be a good one. Can you paste this in the chat, please? Someone from the Rebel team. If you haven't seen it yet, I posted it in Slack. Can you copy and paste it into the chat so everybody can copy and paste this from the chat? Is Herman on doing the YouTube? Whoever's doing the YouTube as well, can you also put it into a YouTube comment so people on YouTube can have this too so they can copy and paste it? Now what this says is, hey ChatGPT. It actually told me that I should say that. I should say hi to it, which I think is quite sweet. Can you help me write a short, confident, where it says platform, that's where you're going to put which platform you're using. So if I'm using Facebook, it'll be a confident Facebook bio. If I'm using LinkedIn, it'll be a LinkedIn bio. And you get the picture. My name is, then you're going to put your name. What I offer or sell, you're going to put what you offer or sell. Who it's for, who your customer is, the result or the value of what it is that you do, and then anything that's unique about you, anything that's different, anything extra that you want to add. Please keep it under 80 words. Make it sound friendly, professional. Thank you. It even wants you to say thank you to it. So I then asked it to give me an example. So it's put a name in there. We do hand poured soy candles. Who is it for? People who love calming scents and self care rituals. The result? They feel more relaxed. They feel at home in their space. Where am I based? I'm in Birmingham, in the UK. Anything else that we need to know? They're vegan, eco-friendly, and made in small batches. I'm going to leave it here just in case someone wants to screenshot it. If you want to screenshot this. 3, 2, 1. And then this is what it came up with. So if it was I asked it for two. So I asked it for Instagram and then I asked it for LinkedIn as well, just so I could show you two examples. Hand poured soy candles, vegan, eco-friendly, small batch, scents for calm and self-care. It's in Birmingham, but they also ship worldwide. And then it's come up with a LinkedIn bio as well. So we hadn't asked for our business name, so we put that in there. So like, hi, I'm the founder of my business and a maker of hand-poured soy candles designed to bring calm, clarity, and comfort into everyday spaces. I started this business to help people create intentional self-care rituals. You get the picture. It's good, isn't it? So you can do this for yourself. I also got it to do a service business to prove that this works for services as well. So the service for this one is a virtual assistant. So what do I offer? Virtual assistant services. Who do I help? Busy solo entrepreneurs. That's a good target, isn't it? The result, I help them get more time and less stress by handling admin and customer support. Based in London, but I work remotely, so I can work anywhere. Anything that you need to know, anything extra to add, I used to be a project manager and I'm super organized. And then this is what it came up with. This is for a LinkedIn bio. I'm a virtual assistant helping busy solo entrepreneurs free up their time and focus on what really matters with a background in project management and a passion for organization. I support small business owners with admin, customer service, inbox management, and so on. I've then asked it for a LinkedIn headline as well, so I could put this in the headline bit in LinkedIn, which it says your virtual assistant for solo entrepreneurs, helping you save time, stay organized, and stress less.
Look at you chatting with chat.
What I would say though is chat doesn't actually know you. It doesn't know who you are. It doesn't know your business. It doesn't know the details, and it doesn't have your sparkly personality. So sometimes we might need to stick a little bit of our personality into there to make it sound sparkly and like you. If you can't copy, what I'll do is I will get this in the I'll put some notes into the hub section on the hub so that you can go there and you can copy and paste it. I'll make sure I get that done later. Sound good?
Good place for it. Just to check in on what Sarah said, Sarah was struggling to add a link to her Instagram. I can't remember if you have to upgrade it to the business version that unlocks the links. Is it there already?
Yeah,
in which case, Sarah, you just need to have a look open up your Instagram, tap the bottom right-hand corner, which is where it is on most phones. Bottom right-hand corner, it taps your face, and then that gets you to your page, and then click the button that says edit profile, and then you'll be able to add a website link there.
Yeah, it's in the middle, so it's like under here. So edit your profile, and then once you click edit profile, it is in the bit where it says links. So there's a bit there that says links, and you can put a WhatsApp link, a website link. Apparently it's new that you can do a WhatsApp link in there.
Beautiful. So folks, for those of you that couldn't copy, I've just posted Laura's ChatGPT prompt in the Facebook support group.
Ooh, good idea.
Rebel Business Support is where you can find us if you haven't joined that group already. And I think like the important bit for me with all of this stuff, folks, the reason why and what I love about this prompt, and I think, like a couple of years ago, we didn't have this tool available, but it does cut down the time that you can waste. And also the mojo that you lose trying to think, I don't know what to write in my bio. Right. And then you end up looking at other people's and then you change it. But what this stuff has done brilliantly is that it uses the smallest amount of words, particularly for a headline. Right. So the headline bio, like the shorter ones for Instagram and the LinkedIn headline that Laura's created, what this is doing is when somebody looks at your profile, because remember, customers are lazy and busy. When someone looks at the profile, they immediately get who you are and what you're all about, right? Now, why is that important? It's important because during this session, we're going to show you how to get eyeballs at your page. When they're looking at your page, the speed that you can build trust with them to a point where they go, oh, this looks interesting. I'll click, I'll like, I'll follow, I'll drop a message to, I'll interact with the post. They're more likely to do it. This stuff is like links in a chain, and the bio and the picture and the links, the website links and so on, and the content, which we're going to come on to shortly, having those three things, if it doesn't line up, if it's not obvious, you lose trust. That's why like a really tightly written bio and the congruency of your picture, the words, the links, and the content means that when somebody lands on your page, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to make sense. It all kind of lines up a little bit so that when I read it, when I see it, I go, oh, this looks interesting. Let me get involved. I want to know more. That's what we're doing here is we're because think about this. Remember the golden rules of marketing. This stuff, when I'm looking at someone's landing page, whether it's a website, whether it's a social media platform, your profile page, or a flyer, or a business card, or any piece of marketing, I'm asking myself these questions. A, does it get my attention? B, is there something there that's interesting for me to engage with? C, do I get an emotional link to this? Do I feel like I want to know more? And finally, is there something where I can take action? Which, of course, on social media, it kind of is there already. But if you've got a link to something, even better. There's a picture of my face, Laura. Why have you got that?
Before we get into that, Richard has just posted what his says in the chat, which is fantastic. Like, please do share this stuff with everyone. One thing I will say though about using AI is it uses these M dashes, and it is a clear giveaway that you've used AI. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You can leave them in, but if you know the long dashes, because we don't tend to use them, but for some reason AI uses them all the time. So if you just go and delete the M dashes and usually put a comma where they are, and then that usually works. But that's my little tip. I see it all the time. Even so, M dashes is like it's a long dash. It's like a dash, but even longer. So if you look at what, if you go up to what Richard has said, you can see after it says book series, there is a long dash. That thing there is called an M dash, and that's a dead giveaway that you've used AI, which is nothing wrong with that. But what I like to do is go through and take them out. Yeah, fab. Why is Simon's face on my screen right now, other than in the corner? So this thing here is like a snapshot of what you do. So when someone comes to your profile, I want to see your face and I want to know what you do straight away. So straight away, I can see that Simon is the co-founder of the Rebel Business School. He's also got some things in there that kind of show authority. We call that authority, like these are some things that I've done. I feel like it's showing off and I hate doing it myself. I hate putting that stuff on there. I'm not saying you're a show off, Simon, but I'm just saying like sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to put that stuff in there. But that's the stuff. It also builds the trust. Remember all of this stuff, everything that we're doing with the websites, with the flyers, with the social media, it is all to up that trust. So straight away, I know what Simon does here. And the same with this is Clara's profile. So Clara is my friend. Her bio here has actually been translated from Portuguese. So only follow her if you understand Portuguese, because all of her content is in Portuguese because she's from Brazil. But she has done this really well. And actually, she sells all of her places to her courses through her Instagram. So she uses just Instagram. She doesn't use any other form of marketing to get business other than her Instagram account. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit and about the content that she puts on there. And she's also going to come and do the the Q&A on Thursday. So if you want to ask her any questions about Instagram, she is going to come on and do that on Thursday. Shall we do content now?
Go on then. Actually, just before you do, question for you guys: what questions do you have on bio creation and your landing page for social media? I'm just having a quick look. If there's anything in particular. Okay, so Corinne's question, let's deal with that one first. And guys watching on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, please can you hit like and subscribe, because it really helps us get these videos in front of people. This is free help, basically. We're not flogging anything. We're not trying to sell you anything at all. We're doing our best to understand your needs and your questions and navigate through them together.
Now you sound like an influencer.
Well, I'm not an influencer, Laura, but I do like to have influence over people who can get help from our courses, because I have to get them ready to take the medicine. See, they go free course, 10 weeks. What's the catch? And I have to get through all that stuff before then. It takes 6 weeks for them to go, oh, maybe they're not going to sell me anything. So anyway, right, Corinne says, hi, Corinne. If you are Fabi's typing an answer to this. Sorry, Fabi, I'm going to go faster. If you are going to be operating more than one business, how do you recommend to represent that on LinkedIn? It's a bit different to a platform where you have a profile for each business. I have my main hustle and my side hustle, which will be very different. Thanks. Corinne, I love that question. And I think Jonathan's had a similar question right at the start, which I just saw out the corner of my eye. So let's talk to that, because I know it's relevant to more than one person, especially the side hustlers, because there you go. Well, I've got my LinkedIn profile and this is my professional work front that I have to do my professional bit. And this is my job title. This is my day job. I think the first consideration is there anything you need to be concerned of with your current employer if you're launching a side hustle, in which case going public with it on your professional profile may not be the best thing to do. But here's what I would, here's how I navigate this. And I've dealt with this with people in the NHS. I remember these conversations. Your audience, there was a nurse that came on one of our courses and she was selling candles, right? And she was saying, I don't want to tell anyone at work about my candles because I'm a bit embarrassed about it. I'm going to try and launch my thing over here. But actually, everybody that she knows is in the hospital. Okay, so finding a way to start having those conversations is really, really important, because that's where your sales are going to be. The price is normally £20, but I'm doing it for £17 with my special NHS discount, because everybody loves a discount. Okay, now what does the online version of that look like? Well, if you're okay sharing it on your LinkedIn profile, remember, sales is all about know, like, trust. And when you see the LinkedIn posts that are things like excited to be at the training day about health and safety, are you though? Are you actually excited? I think LinkedIn is crying out for authenticity. And I think, doing a post that I'd be doing things like asking for help in your comments, right? I'd be saying things like, I'm experimenting with side hustle ideas that I'm working on in the evenings and at weekends. And I've got this product that I've been developing. Guys, how do you think I should promote this? What's the social media platform that I'd be using? Asking questions and partnering with your audience that are on LinkedIn already. This is how I'd be using it. And the reason is, and we're going to come on to content in a minute, but using social media to partner with your audience rather than sell to your audience will create sales. Because what you're doing in that way, it's kind of using it as a blog of you developing your ideas. So in the old days, what used to happen is you used to think of an idea, you come up with an idea, someone would tell you to write a business plan because you need money to start a business, right? Wrong. But that was the old process. You come up with an idea, you do a plan, you work it up, and you figure out what you're going to call it. You figure out your logo, you figure out how to write, a description. You might decide on flyers or posters or business cards or video content or whatever it might be. And then you go, ta-da, and you think it should be a finished thing. But actually, and there was a climbing business, and then that's a thing. It was a climbing business. It was a climbing wall in New York. And they were one of the first businesses that I discovered that were using social media to build the business with the audience rather than sell to the audience, so that when they launched, they already had an engaged audience. So it's almost like I don't have to have the answers anymore. In fact, it's better if you don't post a question, post an idea, post a challenge. I'm working on my side hustle, but I don't know how to market it. These are the three ideas I'll come up with. Which one do you think's best? I think if I had a LinkedIn audience, that's how I'd be leveraging them. I went off on one, Laura. Does any of that make sense?
Yeah. I was looking for a pen because I was like, I have something to say on the topic and I want to write it down so I don't forget it.
Yeah.
But while I
Okay.
was looking for a pen, I remembered anyway. So, and now I've forgotten. Just kidding. I remember. So the thought that triggered for me was actually the content that is being shared the most at the moment, the most engaging content, the things that people are really engaging with is the content that's like, look, I'm building this thing. Come along on this journey with me. Let's see if in the next year I can build my business, I can start making sales. It used to be that you don't go on social media, you don't start talking about your business until you've got the all singing, all dancing business. But that is not the case anymore. People want to see you building it from the bottom. They want to see when you're failing. They want to see when you're winning. It doesn't mean that if you're failing at that thing, that they're not going to buy from you. It means that they're engaged and they're on this journey with you. They want to know your story. They want you to win. They want to know what's happening with it.
I love that. And just seeing Jules's comment reminded me. And Jules said, "Thank you. So I so need to do what you said with 6K connections." One of the things that holds people back with that, especially with LinkedIn, but there is an element with this on Facebook as well, where you go, "I don't want to launch a thing and go ta-da," and then 2 weeks later go, "Nah, it's not that," because the kind of checkered history of me trying a thing and then trying something else, trying this thing, trying something else, it's only checkered if you present it as a finished ta-da. Actually using it as a blog to talk about your journey, to say, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to try something and this might be a terrible idea, but those people at the Rebel School said I should try a mini experiment. So here's my mini experiment, everybody. Who knows what will happen next? Post.
Mm.
And that is that authenticity of kind of letting people behind the curtain to go, what's actually going on here? It doesn't have to be polished. In fact, it's better that it's not.
I actually got a client the other day, and the post that I did before that was like, I'm broke. I'm having a really tough time right now. And I got a coaching client from being honest, from being raw and real. And you'd think like, oh, you want to post, you want to see the most polished version of this person if I want them to help me. But that's not the case. Like people want you to be real. They want to know that they're working with a real person.
Yeah, beautiful.
Let me share the slides.
That's it, Jonathan. You've got it. Jonathan likes the idea of blogging about the journey, the fails, the successes. I've got a pile of fails on my desk. That's good to know, Jonathan. You're in good company. Yeah, we should compare failures. In fact, that reminds me, somebody said once we should run a failure conference and talk about all the things that went wrong. Everyone's too busy talking about all the things that went right. It's just not true, is it? You know what I mean? Laura,
Yes, Simon.
let's put some content on it.
But what should I post?
I don't know. That's what we've got you here for, to tell us, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right then. Let's get into it.
We had me worried then for a sec.
I don't know what you said. You said something for a sec. Am I going? Am I waiting for you?
No, you carry on.
Okay, cool.
I said you had me worried.
Oh no, I meant to put I was gonna say, can anyone find me in this picture? But I accidentally forgot to animate the circle, so it's already there.
There you are on the left.
No,
Found
that's not
you.
me. What are you talking about? So I went to this cool event called Ideas Fest. I actually won myself a ticket by just doing a video for them. They asked for a video and it was really last minute. It was like the day before. And I was like, do you know what? If I post a video, if I send them a video, I'm going to win a ticket. So I was like, I'm going to have to do it. I'm just going to have to do it. And the very next morning, they were like, hey, we've got a ticket for you if you can get here. So I went to this festival and I had a fantastic time. They had an influencer panel, which is what you can see at the bottom here. So this is an influencer panel, and that's where I heard them say, like, we're not influencers and we don't like it when people call us influencers. What we are instead is people, businesses who have influence. So they're not working as influencers because they're business owners. They're selling their thing. And you might even recognize some of them. So I've forgotten what their names are, but they are like this woman here is from South Wales, West Wales, and she started her hair something or other. I'm like looking if anyone in the chat knows. I don't know if anyone does. And this woman here, she sells purely on TikTok, and she has like I think it's like grow your eyelashes, something like that. I can't really remember what they all do. But the one thing that I wanted to share with you, and the one thing that stuck with me from this panel was when they said going live on TikTok, for those of you who want to use TikTok, if you've got products, they said going live on TikTok for 1 hour a day and just chatting, talking about your product, having those conversations like, this is this product. Is anyone want to buy this? Like sometimes linking it to the shop, sometimes not, just going on live and talking about your product. That is worth way, way more than putting money into Facebook ads. They said going live is worth way more than putting money into ads. And I keep thinking about that now. That's like the one big thing that I took away from this here. And I watched Dan, and it was a fantastic talk. And there was another talk that I didn't watch, and I was so annoyed. I didn't manage to make it there on time. I actually had a migraine on the day one, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have a lie-in the next day, so hopefully it can go. Oh, my light went off. I'll fix that in a minute. And I can't concentrate now. Hang on, let me just plug my light back in. I've forgotten what I wanted to say.
You were talking about the thing where you missed the talk, but somebody did
Oh,
say.
yes. Thank you, Simon. Thank you for reminding me. So I missed the talk because I had a migraine. And I really wanted to go to it. I was like, that sounds super interesting. A 1 minute brief. I love a bit of design. I love being creative. Um, I managed to get there by about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock after his talk. And then I bumped into him while he was talking to someone else in a coffee queue. Now, he should have gone to the back of the queue, but no, because he was talking to someone else, he ended up pushing in front of me in the queue. So I had this conversation with him just momentarily, and we connected on LinkedIn. And because we connected on LinkedIn, he was like, oh, my brief is on there. If you want to do the brief from the thing that we did today, you can go on there and do it. And I was like, well, what was it? He said, it's all about selling yourself. And I was like, oh, I love this idea because it was a big business festival and it's full of people wanting to sell themselves. So his brief was, what is the hardest thing to sell? Umbrellas with holes, jigsaws with missing pieces, day trips to the sewage works? Nope, it's selling yourself. And the idea of this is that in 1 minute, you come up with a way to sell yourself. You use pen and paper, you use the notes app on your phone, you use whatever you've got around you. So I was in bed the day after Ideas Fest, feeling hungover. I wasn't drinking. I just feel that way after you've spent 2 days talking with people. So I was in bed, like recovering, and you can probably see from this photo that my eyes look a little bit dark underneath. But what I did, I read this and I went, I have 1 minute to do this. What can I do? And I sat there and I put a timer on. I was like, what can I do? And then I saw this poster on my wall here and I was like, that sums up what I do. I'm a coach and everything is figure outable. So I quickly ran over to the picture. I took a picture of me with this here. I then quickly uploaded it into Canva and I chucked some text on the bottom. I chucked a ring around that everything is figure outable and I was like, boom, done. That is how I'm going to sell myself today. And that's what I posted. I then posted it in their group. I then posted it on social media and that's what I used for the day. Because sometimes we get so stuck with what to post and we become perfectionists and we're like, is that right? Is that not right? So what I want to do now, maybe you've got some pen and paper with you. Maybe you have your notes app on your phone. Yeah, sticky note. I love it. What I want you to do is a 1 minute brief. Yes, we're going to do a 1 minute brief live on here today. So I want you to grab anything that you've got near you. Maybe it's lipstick on a mirror and you're going to write on there. Maybe it is that you're going to use something on your phone. Maybe you're going to use something on your photo. Maybe you're going to grab a sticky note like Simon's got. Are you ready? I'm going to set a timer. And I want you to share it with us after as well. And again, this is not perfect. You don't have to put this on social media. You could take another 5 minutes tomorrow figuring it out. I'm going to do it. Hey Siri, can you set a 1 minute timer, please?
1 minute counting down.
I'm really excited to find out what you're going to do. Is everybody's just gone now, haven't they? They're just running around the place looking for things to use.
I wish we had the soundtrack, like the Benny Hill music. People born in the 70s. How do you know that?
What do you put on it? You put on it whatever you want. So it is something to do with you. You could draw stick men. You could write a flyer. You could do anything, but the idea is just to get something on paper in the next 30 seconds. Let's see if anybody's going to do it. Anything. It has to be to do with your business. So it is to sell your business. I like that. P. Gallagher says, like, their 1 minute thing is literally just their post on here. Do you know what? You could type it in and then screenshot it and then share that on social media. That could be it. That could be the way that you're going to advertise yourself. And that is your time. 1 minute is up.
Oh, that was great.
It goes really fast, doesn't it? Are you wearing yours, Simon? Are you the advert? Get unstuck. Yes, I love it.
With a sticky note.
So good. Pardon?
With a sticky note, getting unstuck with a sticky note. Anyway,
that's fantastic. I would love that. Like, what you should now go and do is take a picture of yourself and then post that on LinkedIn. Like, what a fantastic advert that is. Maybe not on your glasses. Maybe on your glasses. It's a good interrupt, isn't it?
I'm not sure I need people to see my face yet. Go on. Right, keep talking. I'm going to take the picture. I'm going to post it on LinkedIn.
Something with my face and paper. Follow Rice.
It's really hard to press the take a picture button when you can't actually see the button because some idiot stuck post-it notes over your eyes. Anyway.
We may not be perfect. Mini golf.
Oh, that's good. That is good. I like that.
I love this. We've got some one-liners on here. If you have put it somewhere, like on here, I want you to screenshot it, and later on, maybe you can post that onto your social media. And if you didn't do this right now, it's okay. You've got time. You could do it tomorrow when you wake up. It doesn't even have to be 1 minute. But what this does is it helps get you away from that perfectionist. You know, that like, oh, it has to be a certain way. Like, it doesn't at all. It doesn't have to be perfect. And if you do enjoy 1 minute briefs, you can give this guy a follow. His name is Nick. Is it on here? Yes, it is. His name is Nick Entwistle. And you can follow him, or you can look up 1 minute briefs. They are on X, formerly Twitter, and they're on LinkedIn as well. So if you're a designer, this is a great fun thing to do, and they do one every single day, I think. I've seen a few of them now.
Yeah, great. Couple of questions in the Q&A that I'm just going to deal with now, Laura. And hello, YouTube audience. If you've got any questions, stick them on there. I'll answer them with Laura's help. Kieran says, I'm sure I'm not alone in getting continual pings from people offering to boost my followers. And I can improve your search engine optimization. I can get you more followers. It seems like a black art. The dark arts of SEO and so on. Will Rebel be covering that at some point? Kieran, yes, I'm going to cover it right now. Now, I'm sure Laura's got a take on this. My take on this is I would rather have 10 real human beings that are interested in what I'm selling and what I'm doing and what my art is or what my interests are, that are real actual humans rather than 10,000 fake people from a farm, right? So the chances are two things. Number one, there's a good chance it's such a scammy industry. How do you know if that individual is actually helping you? And secondly, anyone that promises search engine optimization to get you to the top of Google, they're not telling the truth, because for the amount of money that it would cost to get you on page one of Google for your thing, it's a huge amount of money, it's a huge amount of time, and it changes. It's like playing another game of pin the tail on this slippery donkey on ice skates, because what works today probably isn't going to work in 6 months' time, right? So if you're getting continual pings for boost my followers, my thoughts and where I've got my best results, Kieran, is to avoid that stuff like your annoying cousin, right? Because it is not going to add value to your business in the short term. Search engine optimization is a medium to long-term play. There are some basics that you can do, which we'll do a bonus session. We'll cover that content a little bit later on in the course. But the stuff to focus on is choose the platform that makes most sense to you, get your landing page right, start doing some of the content stuff that Laura's going to come on to in a second, a little bit more of, and then use the most powerful part of social media to find customers. So that's the process. Ignore all of that stuff. Take the stuff that we share with you, the step-by-step stuff this evening, to find a small number of people who are genuinely interested in what you're doing, rather than try and reach the masses by some dark art. And I did see a question earlier, and it was ages ago, and I didn't make a note of whose name it was, but someone put a thing about going viral, right? So the content stuff that we're doing now is not about going viral. In fact, if you go viral, what does that actually mean? You get, I mean, let me tell you this. My most engaged post of 2025 is a comment on Instagram that got, I don't know, 500 or 600 likes on this comment. And it says, UK here, just tackled the postman. That was all it was. And for some reason, so many people are liking that post. And look, I don't spend a lot of time on social media because I like to use it like a laser. I can use it in a very efficient way to create opportunities, to start conversations. I don't need SEO. I don't need 1,000 followers. I don't need any of that stuff. What I need is focused action on making sure my landing page is right on one platform, creating some content that makes sense in a rhythm that I enjoy doing it at, and then using the most powerful bit of social media, which most people don't realize, which we'll do in the final section. Laura.
Go. So if you are still struggling with what to post on social media, I've got some post ideas for you to get you started. So you could do a post about why you started your business. Like, what is the story behind this? I'm pretty sure that Simon's going to do some storytelling with you a little bit later in the course, so in another session. Again, I've not done very well on these, so they come up one at a time, have I? You could do behind the scenes, the startup journey. You could post your first product or service sneak peek. Like you could do like a, like the corner of something coming up, like a sticky note uncovering it or something. You could post about the problem that you solve. You could do some customer or tester feedback. It's really thrown me off that they've not come up in order.
Nobody noticed, especially as you didn't draw attention to it. So
So I was talking about my friend Clara earlier, and something that she would say to you to get started is that you could do a couple of these posts and pin them to the top. And I want to know a few things. I want to know who you are. Like, why should I be following you? Like, what is your product? What is your service? What is it that you do? That's what I want to see in here. And it might even be some of the why, what, how stuff that Simon was talking about the other day. And in fact, I've seen this where another business actually had why, what, and how as their 3 pinned posts at the top of their page. Now, this will look different on different platforms, so depending if you're on like Facebook, Instagram, but a few of them, and on TikTok, you can pin to the very top of your profile so that they always see that post when they come to your profile. Next up, I've got some tools for you, some things that you can use to create content. These are my favorite. You already knew that Canva was going to be there, didn't you? Because we did Canva last week, and you can go back and you can see the templates that we had. And once you've learned it, you know it. So you can use this for if you want Instagram posts, if you want to put a post together to go on your LinkedIn. There are actually templates on there for you. So they're like the right sizes for different things. Here's something to note, just a little something that I'm going to throw in there. If you want to do a carousel on LinkedIn, you'll need to save it as a PDF. I learned this by posting it wrong and then being like, why doesn't it slide like everyone else's? And then I learned you have to do it as a PDF, but you can also save it as a PDF on Canva. You don't just have to save it as a photo. You can use CapCut. This is great for videos. Yes, all of these things are free for you to use as well. So CapCut is my favorite thing. It's what I use for editing all of my videos. You might not need editing as much as me, but you can even edit in the platform as well. So if you're using Instagram, if you're using TikTok, I'm pretty sure you can on YouTube Shorts as well. I think you can, but you can actually like cut things up and add them together in there as well. Kieran says iMovie is really easy to use for iPhone and Mac. Yes, that's another free one as well. And last but not least, we've got ChatGPT. So this is good for caption prompts, ideas, hooks, coming up with ideas for your content. This is what I use it for the most. And also when I can't be bothered to come up with a caption, maybe I've come up with this amazing piece of content and then I go, I don't even know what to say about it now. And I go, ChatGPT, can you help me come up with a caption for this, please? And it goes, yes, of course. And it does for me. Lots of talk about ChatGPT in the chat. Well, I actually created something for you, something very special that I want to share with you. I've created something called the Social Media Wizard. So this is the Rebel Social Media Wizard. If you want someone to tell you what to do, because you don't want to think about what to post on social media, I've got this to do it for you. Guess how much it's going to cost you? Nothing. Yes, you're right. It's not going to cost you anything. So I've created this for you. Can one of our team please post the link in the chat now? And so I've created the Social Media Wizard. And what's going to happen is you're going to go onto it and you're going to say that, oh, it's gone in the wrong order. It's going to ask you a couple of questions. When I say a couple, I mean loads. It's going to ask you loads of questions. It'll ask you 15 questions to get to know you. Because the key with this stuff is understanding your business, what it is that you do. So it's going to ask you questions like, what is your business name? Who is your target audience? Do you have a tagline? What are the topics that you want to avoid? It will ask you a bunch of questions about what it is that you do so that it can understand you better and create content for you. Once you've answered all these questions, it's going to take you a little bit of time, but it's going to give you ideas for things that you can post. So it's going to come up with post text, which is pretty much the idea that you can then turn into a piece of content. And then it's going to give you a visual prompt. So the visual prompts can be something that you might want to take a picture of. It can be something that you can turn into a video. Like I use this to generate ideas. And actually, if you have a look at this and then you have a look at my Instagram, you'll see that I've actually taken some of the ideas from here and used them on Instagram. You can also then, like if it's not quite right, you can say, okay, cool, I like the idea of the first one that you said. Can you help me turn that into a reel, please? Can you help me turn that into a LinkedIn post, please? Can you help me turn that into a conversation? What question could I ask? Like you can just keep asking it questions and it will keep giving you things. Yes, this is going to be in the notes. In fact, it's already on the hub. It's there waiting for you to use. I wouldn't start doing this now, though, otherwise you're not going to listen to what we're saying anymore. But yes, it is there. It is ready for you to use right now. Yes, I know the slides are blurred. I'm really sorry. It's because of how I'm sharing my screen. But this is all on the hub for you as well.
You don't try and read that page.
Yeah.
It was too much information. Question for you, everybody. If the Rebel Social Media Wizard that Laura created for us, by the way, that's really cool. And Dan thinks it's worth, wait, what was it Dan said? Something like $1 billion. Dan, like if ever there becomes a sales role vacancy at the Rebel School, we would like you to apply, because if you can get $1 billion for this, then you're in good shape for a role with us. I'm loving that. So the thing that went through my mind is Rebel Social Media Wizard. That might be an adequate name for it. If you think that's an adequate name for it, please type adequate in the chat. If you think the Rebel Social Media Wizard should have its own identity, like let's give it a name. Let's get creative, folks. I know we've got creative people in.
What, like Dave?
Course. Yeah, like Dave or Ted or Jeff, Jamal. You know what? And guys, if you're watching on YouTube, come on, let's have a name for this. I think it needs it. Colin. I quite like that, Amy. Mel says Frank. Someone said adequate. Who is that? Catriona says just adequate. Simon, stop doing the silly thing. Move on with life.
Merlin.
That's a good one, actually. Gandalf, Bob, Mr. Fred, Laura's Lasso. Natalie,
Call it
you're a
Reb.
different thinker, and we love that about you. Astrid, I like that. Says
Robert the Rebel.
Robert the Rebel.
That's my favourite one, I think. Should we call it Rob?
Colin, the actual Colin, the real Colin says, "Hey, don't use my name." Dan's gone for World Destroyer 3000. That's quite a dark answer, Dan, but I like what you're thinking. Just going with that one. chatty face. Oh no, Colin, I love that name. Very good. Right, YouTube's gone quiet on me for now. Come on, guys, get in the game. Right, so his Chatty Cathy says, the T1000. Now we're getting really dark, Wesley. Couple of things then, folks, before we go to the next bit. We're going to be talking, obviously, this is about creating content. What I don't want you to do is think that you have to post every 8 seconds, that some influencers will say that you need to be in the game constantly and regularly. What?
I have something to say as well. Like, I forgot to say it earlier. If there are people who, you want to stick forks in your eyes when I say that you've got to create content, and you're like, there is absolutely no way that I am going to create content. I'm just not doing it. If you are in that camp, I still have something for you. It's coming up. Okay, so even if you're like, I don't want to have an Instagram where I post videos, I don't want to have a LinkedIn where I have to keep posting these posts, I still have something for you.
I love that. So really, folks, those ideas that can be generated from the social media wizard, this isn't about setting you up for consistently posting stuff. It's just to give you a few ideas so that if you did want to put some content out there and you're not quite sure what to post first, it gives you something to do. And it doesn't matter if you're doing it once a week, once a fortnight. Remember, this isn't about trying to beat the algorithm and trying to get loads of views and trying to go viral. That's not what this is about. This is about having something for your audience to look at when you do the thing that we're going to share with you in a second. So just having a few posts on there and choosing a rhythm of posting. You don't even have to stick to the same time and same date. It's just about helping you to manage your time. You choose the rhythm that works for you. You choose how much content you want to stick out there. But if I land on your page and there's nothing on there, then people aren't going to stay very long. So we need something to interact with. And even if you just did a couple of posts a month, that'll be better than doing nothing. Don't expect to go viral. Don't expect to get a zillion views. And actually, yes, there is a way of automating this stuff. But again, in my experience, that's a sledgehammer to crack a nut. And actually, you'll end up spending more time trying to automate the thing than actually doing the work that gets the views. All right. Now, automation, again, it's one of those things. How do you know what to automate? How do you know what works? Like, we've got to run a bunch of experiments first. And if you think that actually you're a high volume poster and you do want to find a tool, automation helps you to be more efficient when you get to that stage. It doesn't, in my experience, it doesn't necessarily help you to get to that stage.
I'm against automation, by the way. Like, I'm voted down for automation.
Why?
Because you're not there. Like, how do you know when it's going out? You're probably busy out getting coffee or whatever, and it's posting for you, and you're not engaging. You're not talking to the people that are talking to you. How rude of you.
Yeah, all right. Christ. So look, this stuff is about putting some bait on the end of your fishing rod. It's about saying, like, if I want fish to bite, then give them something to look at, give them a video to watch, give them some photos to look at, give them a little mini story to read, or even if it's just a single sentence. Some of my most powerful posts have just been a single sentence where I've just asked the question. Right? So it doesn't matter what it is, but that tool will give you some ideas to get yourself out there. Couple of bits before I hand back to you, Laura. I'm just reading through some of the Mike's gone for Mike, who is head of Christmas at the Rebel School, from Dan Reddingway. Hey, Mike. Pat the Postmaker. That's what he's gone with. So Levi posted a question. I just want to talk to this. Guys, type the word creative in the chat if you think your business is a creative business. Type the word creative in the chat or in the comments on YouTube. Let's see how many creatives we've got in watching.
Wow, we've got loads of creatives. Look at
Look at
that
all these
go.
creatives. Look
Anyone
at all
on
these
YouTube
creatives.
creative?
Everyone's. Oh, we've got Simon. Simon, the artist, is here. Simon has trouble completing a portrait every day. I get that, Simon. Take a video of it. Doesn't matter how unfinished it is. Post it. Do a picture of it unfinished. Look at all you creatives. Now, my guess is that there is something about Levi's question, which was selling myself has always been a hugely tough thing because of my added low confidence and the fact I hate my face and voice. Bless you, Levi. I explained to Simon earlier that I shouldn't just sell myself by showing my work or product and logo. Can that count? I've got a little reframe for you when you think about sales in a different way. Selling is not selling. Selling is not telling. Selling is not selling to somebody. The best sales have come for me when I've asked or I've shown. Like if I ask questions, that's where sales happen. And actually, Levi, exactly for you, if people can't see your art, then they cannot click. If you keep all of your work to yourself, then nobody can see that stuff. And it's the same for all of you creatives there. So what you've got, if you're creative, it's things like behind the scenes. It's the unfinished things. It's the ripped up things, the things that you don't want to share those. Because actually, again, it's a behind the scenes. It's an engaging piece. It shows that you're real. It shows that you're human. Okay. And if you don't want your face on posts and you don't want your voice on posts, then you can put your art, you can put your drawings. You do you. And that's the thing with all of this stuff, folks. That's why we say don't compare your pineapples, because your version of what you do on social media needs to be in line with what you're about and what you want to put out there. That's it. Selling is not telling.
And if you're a creative, you've got the added bonus of people want to look at your stuff.
Yeah, and this is the irony. It's like creatives go, oh, I don't really want to put my stuff out there because that feels a bit real. We've got to get over that because we're in business now. And that's what we've got to do.
Woo. So, with all of this AI stuff everywhere, how is it that I can stand out? Like, how can we stand out in all of this stuff? And do you know what? Being you is the best thing that you can do for your business right now. Being real, showing up as you are, being that messy version of yourself. That's what people want. And that's what we're going to want even more. Like AI is getting so real now that we're going to want things soon that just seem really real. We don't want the polished version because AI could create that. We want the messy, real you. I want to see your personality in this stuff. You could also do what Nikki did in the chat. Like we've been talking about this Rebel non-stop ever since she posted it. And what she did is she told a story. And the story was so powerful. You can find this in the Facebook group if you search in there and you search for Nikki Flux, Flux, you'll be able to see this post in the group and you can see what she said. And she told us this story and we were all like, oh, we need to share this with everybody at Rebel. And we posted it into our Slack channel so that everybody could see this. And it's because she told us her story. And it wasn't like she didn't sit down and go, I'm going to tell a specific story. She literally just started typing. And she told us everything that was going on. And to begin with, we were like, oh. And then you're like, oh, wow, that's amazing.
Definitely worth a read, that one.
Is that what you wanted to say on that?
I think so.
Cool.
I'll find the post. I'll pin it actually because it was really good.
Yeah, good idea. Pin the post.
Nikki, yeah? It's Nikki,
yeah, Nikki Flux, Flux. And do you remember this slide from last week?
No.
You don't remember it, Simon? Videos get more sales. Yes. Not just on your website either, also on your social media. It keeps them on there longer and on your website longer. Like you could add your story into these videos. So what we're going to do now, time for our next experiment today, is we're actually going to create some videos. Let's see if this plays.
Hello everyone, I'm Kate and I have a business by the name Astute and Cooks. I would like to invite you to my social etiquette classes. It's coming up somewhere in Maidstone, another one coming up in Gravesend, and also in Barnet in London. And the dates are for Tuesday, 21st of October, that's the one for Maidstone in Kent. The other one is coming up in Gravesend in Kent, that's Thursday, 23rd of October. And of course, the final one is in Barnet in London on Saturday, 25th of October. Please reach out to me at astuteandcooks@gmail.com.
That's it. So we did this the other day, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I want to do a video. I'll do a video for you to share with everybody. Absolutely." And I just pointed the camera in her face, and she just said these things. Now, we're going to have a go at doing this today. Yes, today. Not yesterday, but today. And we're going to post something into the Facebook group. Who's now sat there going, I'm not going to do that? And who else is sat there going, oh, I now feel sick. I don't feel very well. I don't think I want to be on this call anymore. And it says, what, even in my PJs? Sure. Even more in your PJs. Like, we want to see your PJs. Like, definitely now. I'm going to be looking out for your PJs. Let's have a look. Yeah, some people feeling sick.
Yeah, Jules says, I hate being on camera, but I don't mind my voice. Can you just have your voice? Yeah, look, to me, this is an opportunity to have a go at something that, and if it feels a bit uncomfortable, then usually that's the thing you've got to do next. Because this video stuff represents something difficult that I've got to do that I feel uncomfortable, but we're not going to make you do anything, folks. You choose what makes sense for you. If this isn't right for you to do right now, don't do it right now. If you think, I don't want my face on this, but I wouldn't mind, there's so many interesting ways that you can do a video, right? And I've actually seen some of the most engaging videos have been a picture of someone's hand sketching something, but speed it up. You don't even have to talk. You can put captions on it. You can write your business. But for those of you that go, yeah, maybe I could do that, then I'm just going to invite you to choose which makes sense to you. Okay.
I think Simon's the good cop on this one, because I say I'm going to make you do it. I think you should be doing it. I'm going to come around your living room now and I'm going to hold the camera up for you. What? The thing is, you don't actually have to put this on your social media. This was supposed to be a builder one that I've obviously done wrong again. Like, the post it on your social media is an added extra. But what I want you to do today is to post a video into the Facebook group. So this is just for our rebels. This video isn't going anywhere else. And what this does is it gives us a chance to get to know each other. So what I want you to do is I want you to get out your phone. I want you to point it at your face. It doesn't have to have anything. You can stand against a blank wall. You can sit against your plant. You can do whatever you like. This doesn't have to be a professional video. I just want you to hold the camera up in front of your face, press the button. I want you to say, hey. I want you to say who you are. I want you to say what your business is, what it is that you're doing here. That is it. I don't want anything else from you. That's all I want you to do today. And the reason that I want you to do it today and not tomorrow and not next week is because you're going to be sat there in a week's time or 2 weeks' time, or when the course is over and you're going to go, oh, I need to make my first video. And you're going to be sat there and you're going to be holding the phone up to your face and your thumb is going to be hovering over the button and you're going to go, I can't press it. I can't do it. I can't press the button. And do you know how I know this? Because I've done it. I've sat there by myself. I remember sitting on the floor in my old apartment in Cardiff. I remember sitting there next to the sofa and I'm holding the phone out and I can see my face on the screen and my thumb's hovering and I'm going, press the button. And my brain's going, don't press the button. And I'm going, press the button. No one's going to see this video. If it's bad, I can delete it. And then my brain's going, don't press the button. Don't you press that button. But I'm in control. If the video is awful, I can just delete it again. Now, I don't care if your video is full of ums and ahs. I don't care if you've got a nervous twitch in your eye. Like, this is not the perfect thing. This is the first version. We're just doing this video to get our first video out of the way. So I don't care what it looks like. I don't care if you have bad lighting. I don't care if you forget what your name is. I just want you to point the camera at yourself. I want you to say what it is that you're doing, and I want you to post it in the Facebook group. That's it. Samantha said, "Oh my God, I did it. It's awful." Yes, Samantha!
Right, guys, there's a comment here from I think it was Georgios, actually. Let me just double check. Yeah, Georgios says, when I did that first time, wait, I have to read this. When I did that first time, it was so uncomfortable. I was like, everyone will make fun of me, etc., but you get used to it. Now I just do what I think I need to do without overthinking. I think that's one of the best bits of advice that I've ever seen, Georgios. That was exactly my experience. The very first, I think, is actually still on our channel. The very first, definitely don't go and watch the first video that we ever created. In the days when we were called PopUp Business School, there may well be a video somewhere on our YouTube channel. And I have to say, Alan made me do this, right? So if Alan made me do it, then I can make some of you do this.
I know the video, it's so bad.
Say again?
I know that video, it's so bad, where you both sat on the sofa.
All right, shut up. This is my story. Honestly, I was so uncomfortable. And here's what I know to be true. The life you want is on the other side of you overthinking it. Because there's two routes here, folks. There's route number one, which is I think I've got to make a video to put myself out there and to get out of my comfort zone and to promote my business and to practice the skills of posting something when it feels a bit uncomfortable, but at least it's a safe group because it's the Rebel Business Support Group and we're all kind of there for the same thing. And but actually, I don't know if I want my face on social media and I don't know how I feel about that. And I hate pressing the video. I don't even know what my business idea is yet. And even if I did know what my business idea is, I don't even know. I get it, guys. That's what goes on the inside of our heads. But what if I look dumb? What if I look silly? What if I look this and sound like that? And blah, blah, blah. On the other side of that thinking is a video. On the other side of that thinking is a sale. On the other side of that overthinking is the life that you actually want. As somebody, let me tell you this, folks, this is why I'm qualified to say this. If there was an Olympic overthinking competition, I would be a gold medalist. In fact, that was what the TEDx talk was that I did on that topic. We have 60 to 80,000 thoughts every single day, which ironically is the same number of bees in a hive in the summer, about 60 to 80,000. It is literally like having a head full of bees. What I'm going to invite you to do is to not do that to yourself. I want you to be kind to yourselves, folks. On the other side of all that overthinking is an opportunity to get out of your comfort zone and learn and grow something. It's within you already. Every single one of us has got the capability of doing it. But you decide at what point that this is right for you. If you want to take the opportunity and do it now, we are all here to support you. And I will watch every single video and I'll drop a like and I'll drop a comment and I salute you. Anyone that gets out of their comfort zone and does this over the next, but you've got a week, you don't have to do it right now. Then what we're going to do is we're going to start a thread. Right. So Laura, help me. What have I got to say and how do I say it?
Simon, I want you to tell me who you are. I just want you to say hi. Just because we're friendly, we're having a chat in the group, that's it. And then I just want you to tell me what it is that you're doing. Why are you here? What is your business idea?
That's a good question. Wait, I haven't got one. What is it? Oh no, I run one. I'll do the one that I run. I'll do that one.
And if you don't have a business idea yet, I just want you to say hi and say why it is that you're on the course. Like, why are you here? What is it that you want to get out of it? Something like that, if you don't know exactly what it is that you want to do yet.
Okay. Right, I'm pressing record now. Hello, everybody. My name's Simon. Laura made me do this video. And the thing that I'm excited the most about is helping people to get unstuck. And actually, that's the session that we're going to be running next week. It's all about getting past the things that are holding you back, whether it's motivation, self-confidence, or self-belief. We're going to do that next week. Please post your video in the chat underneath this video. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye. That's it. I'll post. How long was that? An hour. Felt like an hour. Well, anyway, so Georgia's comment. Georgia says, when I did it for the first time, I was so uncomfortable. I don't have that thinking anymore because that arrives around about video 15 in my experience. The first 14 videos can be a bit ick. And that very first video that I did with Alan sat on his lopsided cream leather sofa in a flat in Basingstoke. We both got our glasses on. We're sat next to each other. And for those of you that don't know what Alan does, because I didn't know at the time, we hadn't been working together that very long. When Alan's on camera, he does this thing. When he's presenting next to me, he does this thing where he just stares at you when he's finished talking. That's code for now it's your turn to talk, right? And you'll see this moment in the video. We're sat next to him. We look like the odd couple. You know, he's wearing his glass. I've got my glasses on, and we're looking at each other like this. And he's talking, and Alan's very eloquent on camera. He'd done a lot more video and presenting than me at that point. And he's doing this thing, and then he turns and stares at me. And then there's like a 10, so it feels like maybe a 10 hour. I think it's probably more like 3-second gap when I go, I don't know what I'm going to say. And I hate that video. And it got us a sale. It also got us people turning up to our very first course. So the first video is always crap. That's the point. We want you to get that first one out of the way so then you can move on with life and realize that nothing bad happens.
Who dares me to post my first video with Alan? It was really bad. Yeah. So Alan cornered me in a car park. He made me run around the car park, first of all, because I was so nervous. I was shaking. And he was like, you need to get this energy out. So I ran around this car park, and then I came back to do the video. And I didn't know at the time that I had asthma, but like 6 months later, I was about to be diagnosed with asthma. I get onto the video and I'm like trying to talk about the PopUp Business School, now Rebel Business School. It's awful. It's really, really bad. I used to be terrified of the camera, not even just for talking on camera, for video. Someone would go take a picture of me and I'd go, I just pull this weird face every time someone pointed a camera at me. I hated it. I was so bad at video. And the way I got over it was by using stories. I think they were only on Facebook at the time. And I challenged myself to do a 5-second video every day. And you know what? I didn't watch the first few videos. I would post this video and then I'd run away. Like, that was it. That was how I got over it. And then like I'd accidentally click on the video and I go, oh no, that's my voice. That's awful. And then after a while, people started commenting on it, and I was like, oh, I should probably watch the video to see what they're commenting on. And after a while, I got used to it, and I looked at the videos, and I got better and better and better. But I hated it. I hated doing video.
Laura, that's a really good point, because you've created and posted so many videos and reels and posts now. I'd forgotten how much you hated video. And it's almost, this is the reason why folks don't compare yourself, because they're not starting from where you're starting. You see all these polished videos and all these fancy edits, and we get overwhelmed because we go, how the hell do they do that? How am I going to find the time to do that? But everything starts with the next step, and you don't have to see the whole staircase to take the next step. And the next step for many of us is do the video. Oh, Annette, you did it in your PJs. Nice work, Annette.
Yes.
Very cool.
I'm going to be looking out for any PJ posts.
Beautiful.
We need to move on, Simon. Simon, we're running out of time.
All right, go on then. So bossy.
I know. I've got to keep us on track somehow.
I need that.
We'd be here until 12 o'clock if it was up to you.
True.
So I think I've forgotten to make the next slide build. So I'm just going to say the question and not give away the answer, and then I'll click it. So everybody, I want you to write down what you think is the most powerful thing on any social media platform. What is the most powerful thing? What do you reckon? Videos, followers, photos, image, authenticity, network. Oh, I love all of these. I don't think anyone's got it yet though. Humor, testimonials, love all of these. Me, I am. Call to action, trust, something relatable. Simon, do you want to tell him? What is the most important thing?
I don't know. Is it my face? Is that the most important thing? Let's have a look at these answers. There's loads. Novelty, being there, interaction, genuineness. I love that. Genuinity, reach, color, engagement, connection. No one's got it, have they? Let's see if YouTube have got it. By the way, just whilst we're doing that, folks, there are so many videos that have been posted in the last few seconds in the group. I'm like, let's just see if anyone's done it. And there's loads already.
Oh my gosh. To anyone who has posted a video that didn't want to, that didn't think they were going to, that was super nervous. Anybody who's posted a video at all, just like massive well done, especially those of you who got out of your comfort zone to do this. This is like the first step to getting your stuff out there.
Sonia, Amy, Cassandra, Charlotte, Tim, Annette, and Kay, and Sarah Lowe, and Isabel in the PJs, loving it. Jonathan P. Carol Ann's done it. There's been a bunch already. Great work. Anyway, back to this then.
Are you going to give them the answer, or am I going to tell them?
Oh, you can tell them.
It is the search bar.
Why is it the search bar? Why is the search bar the most powerful thing? Because what the search bar does, folks, is it takes you out of thinking about you and puts you into thinking about your customer. Oh, sorry, Tracy. But when you see how powerful it is, then you'll realize what we're on about.
Tracy said that's anticlimactic
I know.
to anyone that can't see that.
Bless her. Oh, so you don't want to find any single person on planet Earth who's never met or heard of you before and start a conversation in seconds that can lead to a sale. You don't. That's an anticlimax for you, Tracy. Tracy, listen, it's like going on an aeroplane and someone going, oh, the tea's a bit cold. Literally, you're at 36,000 feet, traveling at 600 miles an hour in a steel tube, and you're concerned about the temperature of the tea. Guys, this is wow. Like this is a miraculous invention of human beings that ranks right up there with air travel, traveling to the moon, having a conversation over the ether, like inexplicably. Well, it's inexplicable for me. I'm not an engineer, but you know how amazing it is. But what you just need to know is what you're going to type in and why. What you got for us next, Laura? Oh, that one.
It's over to you.
Okay, right. So this story is about how we got a contract for £20,000 from a single tweet about coffee. Now, remember, we cannot promise you £20,000 deal, but I can promise you the process that we went through. That's the most important bit. So when we first launched the business, when we were called the PopUp Business School, the question we ask ourselves is, who is the customer most likely to buy? And the reason I want you to zoom in on this, folks, because this is the process that you're going to follow. We've got lots of examples for you, but I want you to be thinking about how does this apply to my business? Okay, so the search engine is about saying, who is my target audience and what shall I type in to be able to find them? That's what this stuff is all about. And now in 2012, we decided that our target audience was social housing. Okay, so when we first launched, we decided that our sponsors would be social housing organizations based in the UK. And we tried a bunch of things. One of the things that happened is that we jumped into the search engine on Twitter. Those were the days, pre-X, same platform. And we type in the search engine, social housing. And the organization that comes up is this one, Poplar Harker Housing Association. So there's Alan, got his phone in his hand, typing into the search engine his target audience. His next job, now that he's found target customer, is what? What's the first thing that he does, folks? Type it in the chat. If you're on YouTube, stick it in the comments. What's the first thing that you do when you find the account? It doesn't matter that which platform you're on. It's similar on LinkedIn. It's similar on Facebook. It's similar on Instagram. It's similar on TikTok. We use the search engine to find the customers who's most likely. Now, some of you have said, contact them. Some of you have said, see what they want, says Mike. Call them, follow them. I like that, Lindsay. I do like that. This example is actually a social media example, but in a B2B world, in a business-to-business world, we could get on the phone. I like that. That would be a cold call, but we could heat them up. Barbara says, I like this one, Barbara. Thank you. Follow them and engage. And that's exactly what Heart of England Tutors says. Hi, Sonia. Is follow them and engage, right? So that's this. Okay, I'll click the follow button over on the right-hand side there. Now, when you click the button that says follow, it sends a notification through to the account that says, in this case, Alan Donegan is following you. Now, the person that's on the end of the count goes, who the hell is Alan Donegan? That's the next step.
First
Laura,
thing
do
though,
you know who Alan
Simon,
is?
I don't know who Alan is, no. Would I be contacting these though? Because this looks like a logo. Who's even behind this account?
That's the problem, isn't it? Because who are you actually going to talk to? It's probably going to be the social media manager. So is this account going to lead to a sale? I want you to think P2P, everybody, person to person. Who is the person that I need to speak to? Who are the people that are most likely to, to be interested in what you're selling? The social media manager is not the person that's going to sponsor a community business course in East London. Who is the person that's going to sponsor a community business course in East London? Who do you reckon it will be, folks? Who is the decision maker? Who do you reckon? Stick it in the chat, pop in the comments.
I love that Jules has just said, the person with the money.
That's exactly it, Jules. That's exactly it. The person that might want to sponsor a community business course, Claire's got it, community engagement manager or head of housing or head of business support or head of resident engagement. And Alan typed in the words director of housing in the search. This is a clue. For some of you, a job title is what you need to type in the search engine because it will give you a list of the customers most likely to be interested in your stuff. So, for example, if you were a graphic designer and the kind of graphic design that you were doing was for, I don't know, fantasy novels, for example, then you'd be typing into the search engine those words, because fantasy novel author or what's the words I'm looking for? A graphic novel author. That's the job title. That's the person that's your potential customer. You whack that in the search engine, a bunch of names will come up. Doesn't matter which platform you're on. And then the first step is to connect with them. That's exactly what happened here. And Laura, can you zoom in on the job title of Andrea at the time was director of housing, and underneath it says, if you can't zoom in, it says quite enjoys a coffee, right? So Alan then goes, great, I found my target customer. I'm going to click follow. She gets a notification from Alan Donegan. What's the next thing that he does? Okay, so Alan's going to now reach out to Andrea in some way that doesn't feel weird. So look at you lot trying to invite her for coffee already, Alison and Lindsay and Anna. And would you like a coffee? So Peter and Hannah have gone for that too. Hi, Peter and Hannah. Invites for a coffee and a chat, sends a coffee emoji. Ben says, send a plastic dinosaur. I like what you've done there. I really like Nescafe. Jonathan, you're starting to get down the route that Alan took. Okay. Now, we don't do online what we wouldn't do in real life because it gets a bit weird. Okay, so I've used the search engine. I found the customer that's most likely to be interested in what I'm selling. Now, let's take it offline for a minute. Let's go in real life. Imagine you're walking through the street and you see someone that has a T-shirt with the words, I like coffee. If you walk up to them and said, can I buy you a coffee? Without saying hello, right? Without going, oh, here's a little bit about, without having a little bit of weird, Lindsay.
Stalker.
Exactly that. So the next step is to start a conversation. With social media, guys, the way that you're going to get people looking at your profile in a way that doesn't feel weird is if you start a conversation. The follow button, connecting with someone, gets the notification. That's the first thing in, right? It's like, hello. It's like you're going, hi. Now, if the bio makes it obvious why you're connecting with them, if it interests them enough, they'll accept your request. Maybe they'll follow back. Maybe they'll check out your profile or some combination of all three. But when you want to start a conversation, the next thing that Alan did was read the latest messages to make sure that she was current. And he sent her an open message, like not a private message. We don't slide into the DMs first time round because it just feels too salesy, doesn't it? Don't you think? Like when I get a message, I got one from someone the other day. I followed an account. The account looks interesting, The guys direct messaged me straight away and said, is there anything in particular that you're interested in? He kind of did it in a soft way, but it still felt a bit salesy. Now, selling is not telling. Selling is not pushing someone. We've got to build the relationship first. Social media enables you to do that. You search for the customer, you find them, you connect with them. Maybe you'll interact with a couple of their posts over a couple of weeks, and then you might send them the message later. Alan's message went something like this. Hey, Andrea, I like coffee too. What's your favorite brand? Right? Now she says, who the hell is Alan Donegan? She clicks, goes through to his profile. Alan's profile says, working with housing associations to help residents start businesses debt-free. Now, as soon as she sees the keyword housing associations, she then goes, now I get it. Now there's a reason why this person's contacting me. The bio got her attention and it seemed interesting. Why? It's a piece of marketing. Next step, she checks out the website link. If there was no website link, it's just a distraction. Has a look at the website. The web page is tailored for leaders in housing associations, and it talks directly to them. And then she replies saying, I've had a look at your website, looks interesting, can we have a call? Alan says, shall I ring you now? She says, hold your horses, sunshine. But I am free in a couple of Tuesdays' time. And Alan says, I'll come and see you, I'll bring the coffee. And it was that authentic, real engagement that she could see the reason behind it. It was obvious. That's what led to the sale. Now, what do I want you guys to get from this? Let's break this down. The most important bit is that you're using the search engine to find your target audience. Okay. So folks, if you're not sure what to type in the search engine, do me a favor. Can you stick it in the Q&A? What's my target audience for insert business? Okay. And I'll do my best with Laura's help. We can get creative on using the search engine. And I've got another couple of examples for you. Example number one is my friend Mike, right? I was telling Laura about my friend Mike. So my friend Mike is a musician and he likes music and he plays music. He writes music. He's a songwriter. He's a performer, singer-songwriter, and so on. So I say to Mike, Mike, who's your target audience? And he says, anyone who likes music. Don't know about you, but it sounds a bit broad. What do you think? We might need to narrow it down a little bit. So I say to Mike, who are the artists that are most similar to you? And he says, none. I'm unique. And I go, okay, so I've got to think of another angle here. You creatives, you're a tricky bunch. You try and trick me up, you see? So I say to Mike, is there a genre? Like, what's the genre that you would describe your music to fit under? And he says these words, and I'd never heard this term before: outlaw country rock. Okay. And I go, bingo, that's what we type in the search engine. So Mike was on Instagram. He decided Instagram was his weapon of choice for this next mini experiment. We type in, like you can do it, guys, now, type in outlaw country rock into your search engine on Instagram. When you type it in, what comes up is a series of posts and a series of accounts. Whoever's liking and commenting and posting that stuff, Mike, that's your target customer. Those are the people. And when I say the word customer, he was like, customer, because I'm a musician, it's my fans, I'm an artist, darling, But it's the same process as I'm saying, I'm figuring out what posts, what are the words in people's posts that my target audience are most likely to be engaging with and using themselves. That's what this process is. Okay, so what I'm thinking of, and I'll give you one more example, and then I'm going to answer some of your questions here, and Laura and I will dive in to figure out what we type in the chat. One more example for you. The lovely Nisa. Nisa came to our Camden Business School a while ago, and she's in the room, and she said, I don't know who my target audience is. It's women between the ages of 16 and 105. That's my target audience. I'm like, that doesn't sound like a target audience. That sounds like all women to me, right? So, or most women. So what do we do with that? Well, we then say, well, when you look at your products, Nisa, who are your competitors? Who are the people that are selling skincare ranges that you would go, my product here is kind of similar to this one. So if you buy this product, you're probably going to be interested in my product, because that helped her to sort of benchmark where her stuff was at. You know what I mean? And I then say, great. Well, now that I know the companies that you're kind of in competition with, I know they're giant businesses, but you've given me a sense of the skincare range, the brand, the country, and so on. If you like X, you're going to like my stuff. Let's have a look at their social media profile, because, and this is why when I say that the search engine is your most powerful tool, the search engine will give you the companies, the brands, the influencers, the artists, the musicians, the insert whatever it is that you do, who are already established. Who do you think follows them? She told me the brand name. We typed it in, and then up came this account. How many followers have they got? 1.3 million. And I said, how many customers can you handle, Nisa? Is 1.3 million enough? Because when you click on their followers, you then got this giant list of people that like skincare of this quality, of this standard. So we've got to think, really creatively about how we use the search engine, because that enables us to go like a laser. The process, search for them, find them, connect, and interact. And that's what this does, is it gets people saying, who the hell is Isabella? Who the hell is Ashraf? Who the hell is Dan Creighton? Who the hell is Judy H? And they look at your profile and they go, oh, this is someone who does websites, who does side sleeper pillows, who does art, who does graphic design, and so on. And that's the process that I want you guys to get, because this is the difference between spending 8 hours watching cat videos or spending 15 minutes on real focused action that gets you the results that you need to. Laura.
My next bit is for those who I promised there was something for you, even if you don't want to actually like create content and have your own profile. And I want to introduce you to, where's the slide? Here it is, the power of Facebook groups. Now, if you don't want to create this thing and build a following and all of that stuff, you don't want to do posts every single day, then what about using a Facebook group where your audience already is? And someone asked me in the chat just a minute ago, where do I find brides to be? And actually, I've got an example of exactly that coming up. But just before that, I want to tell you about how I used a group. And some of you, I know we've got lots from people from South Wales in here, might even know this group. So I was running an experiment with my friend Emily. We're both yoga teachers, or I was teaching yoga at the time. I don't anymore. She still does. We were running an experiment together where we were doing this. So I got distracted. Amanda said, "That's my beach."
Wow, you have your own beach, Amanda.
We were doing an experiment where we were doing a retreat together, and we decided this retreat was going to be in West Wales. And I thought, well, I'm in Wales, and in this retreat, we were going to take the women swimming in the evening. So we were like, okay, I'm in a group which is for people who like wild swimming. Now, I don't know why we called it wild swimming. When I was little, we just called it swimming. Like, that's what it was. It was just swimming, but in the sea. But now, like, wild swimming is like a huge thing, and everybody loves wild swimming. Now, I was already part of this wild swimming group. I was already a member of the group. And I thought, I wonder. So I went into the group that I was already a member of, and I posted a question in the group. Now, I'll read it to you because you might not be able to read it because it might be a little bit small and blurry. It says, I'm running a retreat in West Wales in June, and I'm going to take a bunch of lovely ladies wild swimming. Any travelling dippers? Dippers are people who dip in the cold water, by the way. Any travelling dippers know a good spot near Cardigan, or has anyone ever been here in Cwmtidi? This beach is where we will be staying. So I've put a picture of the beach, and then I've put a picture on the map. Have I sold anywhere? No. I've just asked a question. And then I got answers. People answered my question. They said Cwmtidi is a very pebbly beach, but the water's nice. Llangrannog is 5 to 10 minutes away in the car. And then someone said Mount is also lovely. Can you see what I did? Every time that someone commented it. Every time someone commented it, commented it. I'm making up words now. I told you we'd get there at the end of the night. I replied to their comments because in real life, if someone came up to you and they said something to you, you wouldn't just go and look the other way, would you? You wouldn't just ignore what they were saying if they were stood in front of you. You would reply to them. So I want you to make sure that you reply to every single time someone comments. And you'll see here, there are 40 comments. And one of the people that liked it is my mum. Sue Jones is actually my mum. She likes everything I do. She's fantastic. And then something else happened. Can you see the top comment? That comment there says, are there any spaces left on the retreat? I would love details of an event like this. Ooh, she has just given me permission to sell to her. So I said, yeah, we still have some spaces left. By the way, I hadn't sold a single space at this time. I said, yeah, we have some spaces left. I can send you the details if you like, or you can go to the website. Now, I didn't create a whole new website for this. I just created a page on my website that I already had and called it Retreat. This is just a little experiment that I did. And she said, it looks amazing. Can you send me the details on pricing, etc.? And she did sign up. So is there a group where your customer already exists? There might be a local group to you. I have a fantastic local group. The local group here is called the Pontyclean Hub. If you're in the South Wales area, I highly recommend it. It is so good. I've used it for so many things. I've bought loads of things off there as well. Like, there are just fantastic, lovely people. It's a great local group. And there's probably some kind of local group to you as well. The next way that you could use, again, I have forgotten to build this one.
Oh, wait, Laura, before you do this one,
Yep.
can I dive into some of the challenges that people have with finding their target audience? And then we'll come back to that example in a second.
Yeah.
Because I asked the thing and there's a bunch of things. So I'm going to deal with the things. Because the things that went through my mind is Gail says, brides and pet owners. I think that might be two separate things. I don't know if that's brides who are pet owners, if that's two separate things. There's a geographic element to a lot of your businesses, folks. Let's not ignore the local audience. For example, if you look at the posts on the social media accounts of wedding venues, Gail, the most recent ones, you'll find people interacting with and asking questions of the venue. The people that are asking questions of the venue are the ones planning weddings. Okay.
Gail is on the slide.
Oh, was she? Was that the slide, was it?
Yeah.
The next slide?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this is specifically about using the search engines to find your audience. And Gail, you're one about hypnotherapy for weight loss. The geographic element to that is, what are the weight loss groups? Even better if you can narrow it down to the kind of people that you think you want to work with, male, female, age range. What specific challenges around weight loss? Is it people that are suffering with diabetes? Is it people that just want to feel different and feel healthier, that just want to lose weight? Or are there some health things? You can type in your search engine, wherever you're based in the world, type in the word diabetes and then the location, the town or city where you live, and just see what comes up, because there will be businesses that will be posting with those keywords. That will be your target audience. Andrew, again, with your one, searching out the audience for jewelry, if there's a geographic element to your business, look at the followers and the interactions of other jewelry shops or other jewelry businesses, handmade jewelry businesses, and even better, if they're ones that match yours. So if you like this kind of jewelry, you're going to like my jewelry. That's your target audience. Same with the with Zena's one, the target audience for a new fashion, sporty luxe brand. So Zena, what we got to do is we've got to go like a laser. If you like this kind of clothes, you're going to like my clothes. And there could be a geographic element to yours. Are there any luxury brands or kind of clothing businesses that are local to you? But the key to this, folks, is if you like their stuff, you're going to like my stuff. Or if you like their stuff, my stuff goes well with this stuff. Dog walkers, pet photographers, vets, like who are the followers of vets? We can use the search engine to find all the vets in your area. that's the list of potential customers for your business, the pet photographers or the dog walkers or the cat walkers, Laura.
And if you are struggling to figure out this stuff and you're like, I don't know who I should be talking to, who should I with my business, we can talk about it next week. So if that is you and you're feeling stuck, maybe we can get you to come on during the Q&A session and we can figure it out together. Also, I'm going to be in the Facebook group too. So please post your questions in there and things that you're stuck on. That just triggered the thought as well. So graphic designers, I get this all the time with graphic designers, and they go, I need to be in a graphic design Facebook group. Who else is in a graphic design Facebook group? No one, says Lindsay.
Unless you're a graphic designer, maybe not.
Yeah, it's going to be other graphic designers. Are other graphic designers your customers?
Carol Ann's got it.
No, you're not going to find your audience in there, but you'll find other designers. Like maybe you can connect with them, maybe you can learn from them. But yes, you're right, they are going to be your competitors. So it's figuring out where your customers might be. They might be in business groups. They might be in it depends what you like doing. If you like working with restaurant businesses, you're going to want to be in a group with restaurant businesses. So figuring out where your customer is hanging out. Right, let me get to we've got a few more slides.
Yeah, just while you find that one, Laura, that was the answer to Dan's question. So Dan, the web designer, this one's for you. Where you can find your people when you're asking for search bar help. If I was, and I did this for a couple of years, I had a web design business for a while. If knowing what I know now, I think I would be doubling down on a local audience and just getting known locally as website guy. Okay, how do you do that? Well, you jump in the Facebook groups. This is what Laura's talking about now. Jump in the group and interact with people in the group, because why would I buy a website from someone in Glasgow when there's somebody in my town that I'm getting to know because I keep seeing their face crop up? When anyone answers a website question, you are on it. When any businesses post in the local Facebook groups, you do your best to like and comment on that post, because if they're a business, they're more likely to want some website help, not necessarily now, but at some point, they're more likely to know other businesses. So if I was running a website business, I would be all over the local groups. And this is where Laura's getting some traction here with this stuff, because I don't even have to post my own content, because not a lot of you guys don't want to do that. Maybe you do to test it and for the creative challenge. And maybe you do want to build your own profile on your own page. Maybe you're excited to do that, but you don't necessarily have to. You can jump in a group where your target audience are most likely to be, start chatting, and who knows where that takes us. There's a group called South Wales Weddings, Laura. What the hell?
Yep. There are lots of different wedding groups. And this is one of the ones that Gail found after attending a Rebel business session. She went, do you know what? I'm going to give Facebook groups a try. And she got into all of the wedding groups that are local to our area. And she has made sales in these groups. And not only has she done her own posts in these groups, but when she's done work for other people, they have then also posted into the groups and said, look how fantastic her work is. Like, there is probably already a Facebook group that exists, never mind probably, there is 100% a Facebook group that exists with your customers in it. There is even a Facebook group, which if you've ever been on a social media day with me before, you'll remember that I show a frog race Facebook group, and it has like got 50,000 members in it, and these are just people who like frogs. So if your business was something to do with frogs, there is a Facebook group for you where people love frogs. So what kind of questions could you ask into Facebook groups? So, like when I did it, I asked the question of where is it that where could I go? Like, what kind of questions could you ask that are related to your business in Facebook groups? Because remember that questions equal engagement. And also, when people comment on your stuff, when people say, hey, I love this or whatever, answer with a question, because it keeps it going. Because people are then going to come back and they're going to reply to your question. You're then going to have a conversation with someone. So even if they're not directly your customer, you can have a chat with them. When you have more engagement, your post then gets shown to more people. So keep chatting with your customers. And what kind of groups could you choose for your business? Like, surely there's one out there that you could choose. Let's keep going, shall we? We've only got a few more slides left. This is actually some business that I won from a social, well, I've got a conversation coming up about some potential business from a post that I did on social media. Now, if you go onto my social media and you watch these posts, they are not posts selling what I'm doing. They are posts that are literally saying what is going on right now, what is happening in my life right now. And I have worked with this person before for free when I first did my coaching. And she needs some coaching at the moment, and she was like, oh, I noticed that your videos keep coming up, so you are front of mind. Shall we have a chat about working together? All of this came from me posting. Not because I was posting about what I was doing and my coaching and the group coaching or anything like that. This just came from getting on social media, creating a post about what is going on right now, because then you are front of people's minds. So what might your customers be searching to find you? I found Kira, and I spent a lot of money with her actually, because one night I was sat there, I was lying in bed, and I was thinking, this must exist. Hyperpressives in the UK must exist. I really wanted to do hyperpressives. I read a book about endometriosis and it recommended it in there. And I was like, surely the only person that does it is not in America. So I was lying in bed scrolling one evening and I typed in hyperpressives UK. And this lovely lady came up and I got in contact with her. So I looked at a couple of her posts and I was like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. She is talking about hyperpressive breathing here. So I contacted her. I actually clicked on her website after seeing a few posts. I read what she does on her website. The only thing is, she did post on, like, her website is very much like, this is my company, and I thought it was a big organization, and actually it's just her that does this. And I think she would have won me over quicker if she'd have said that on her website. I think that is the one thing that I'd say. I was almost put off by the fact that it looked like a big organization, but actually when I got in contact with her, it's just her doing it. And I traveled all the way up to Cheltenham, which is like an hour and a half from me, so that I could see her. Just because I found her on social media. So I want you to think about, like, what are your customers searching to find you? What kind of questions might they be asking that you would be the answer for? And that might also be a key to the kind of stuff that you want to be putting on social media. Are we ready for a challenge, Simon? Because it wouldn't really be a social media session without a social media challenge, would it?
Is it like your thing with the number thing? Is it that one?
Yeah. Have you got anything to say before this?
Yeah, let's have some closing thoughts, folks. The closing thoughts are, we've got some homework for you.
I've got rebel tips too, and then homework.
Okay, yeah, we'll do the rebel tips. Do you want to do the rebel tips first?
Before the 15 minutes and then the 15 minutes and the homework, yeah?
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, sure, we can mix it up.
Okay, let's do that. We're going to wrap this session very soon, everybody.
Some last minute, we'll go through this quickly, but I just wanted to give you some little tips, little things I thought about while I was building the course. Like, the first one is that likes don't put food on the table. You're not using social media to get likes. They are just vanity likes. Like, yeah, it feels good for your ego when something has 1,000 views on it rather than 10, but that's not what is going to put food on the table. That's not putting money in your wallet. Likes don't actually matter. It's the connections that you make on social media. It's the follow-ups that you do. Remember, it is about selling, just not using it to be like, hey, buy my stuff. And done is better than perfect. I know I'm going to say this on every single day because it is so true. Done is better than perfect. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. You just need to be visible. So get your imperfect stuff out there. It'll get better and better, but you need to, there's better ways to say this for sure. You need to be a bit shit to get better. And I say this all the time, but you need to be a bit shit to get better. And I will post that awful video of me in the Facebook group for you all to see that I wasn't very good at speaking on camera. And I want to share that with you. It is all about the reps, baby. I even created this to go on my wall to remind me every single day that it is all about the reps. So every single day I wake up and I see that sign right there and I think, right, how can I put the reps in today? Do the imperfect post. Like, a lot of imperfect posts are better than posting one amazing post a month. And I know it seems a bit counterproductive. You're like, yeah, but wouldn't it be better to put my effort into making this post even better? Like, I'm not telling you to just post shit on the internet. Sorry, I've been very sweary tonight. I don't know if I'm supposed to on YouTube. I'm not saying just post a load of rubbish, but what I'm saying is get the numbers in, like the more that you post, the better your posts are going to get anyway. So keep posting and add value. Like, how can you add value to your customers? What do they want to see? How can you help them out? And not just your customers, how can you help other businesses? Now, I've seen this done really well with someone who had an Airbnb. And what they did is they did lots of posts about the local things in the area. So they would be like, there's a fantastic pub that's just down the road from the Airbnb, and then they tag the pub in there. They'd be like, there's this wonderful thing happening, and then what happens is the businesses that you're shouting about will shout back about you. Like, when someone's down the pub, they'll go, oh, there's an amazing Airbnb around the corner, or they might start tagging them in their posts as well. I think that Simon has already touched on this one, but you are a person that is talking to another person. Like, that's it. You don't need to be weird about it. Like, just having a conversation. That's what this stuff is all about. So ask questions, start conversations. That's what we're trying to get across to you. It is all about those conversations that you're going to be having online. So I've got some bits about what's coming up. Should we go back to the 15 minutes first? Do you want your closing thoughts first? What's next, Simon? You tell me.
You asked me 3 questions at once, Laura. I can't process things that fast.
Okay.
You know that. Folks, let me give you my closing thoughts in a moment. The first thing that's going to happen is that Laura's going to share the challenge. This isn't a challenge that you have to do before you go to bed tonight. This is a challenge that you've got a whole week to do, right?
You can sleep. I'm going to sleep after this. Like,
Okay,
I'm not going to be
very
doing the challenge right now.
Very good. So that's what this challenge is all about. So I'm going to let Laura talk about the challenge. Then I'm going to give you my closing thoughts and wrap this session and tie a bow around it so you know what we're thinking and how we're thinking. And I want to leave you with the one thought from me that will change everything for you when it comes to using social media. You know, and I think it might have been Lindsay, it might have been somebody else saying, hey, look, is this the only way of doing things? Is social media the only way? No, it's one of your marketing channels that you can choose how you want to experiment. Which experiments do you want to run? It is the fastest way to find a customer. It's not the only way to find a customer. There are other ways. And if you're not sure what that means for you, we'll tackle it in the Q&A on Thursday. And then Monday's session, we talk exactly to this. Monday is all about getting unstuck, everybody. So before I give you that final thought, Laura, give us the thing. What's the thing we're going to do?
We are going to do a 15-minute a day challenge for the next 7 days. Who's in? Who reckons they've got 15 minutes a day to focus on their social media? 15 minutes. Probably, yes. Me, absolutely.
YouTube, have you got a spare 15 minutes? Could you spare 15 minutes to accelerate
15 minutes?
The speed at which you make money?
For those of you who said no, you don't have 15 minutes, I want to know how long you spend scrolling on social media. Yes, these are from my phone. Don't look too closely at that number. I spend too much time on my phone. I could definitely shave a few minutes off my phone time to do this 15 minutes a day challenge. So what is the challenge, I hear you say? The challenge is... First of all, if you said yes to the challenge, I want you to set an alarm right now for the time of day that you're going to do the challenge. So are you going to do it first thing in the morning? Are you going to do it in the afternoon? When have you got your 15 minutes? Is it when you wake up and you stick the kettle on to make a cup of tea? That's usually mine. Is it in the evening? Is it during your lunch break? When is your 15 minutes going to be? Set an alarm now, because you'll have forgotten by tomorrow. So go into your phone, set the alarm, and write quick 15 challenge, and maybe set it for the next week so it repeats. What we're going to do for the quick 15 challenge is you're going to do one post or one conversation starter each day. So this might be one day if you're using LinkedIn, you do a post that's like a longer post. It might be like one day you do a post that is just an image. If you're using Instagram, one day the post might be that you do a post on your story. The next day it might be a carousel post. It doesn't have to be a huge thing every day. So remember, we're doing this as quickly as possible. So you're going to do a post or you're going to start a conversation. A conversation starts like in a Facebook group where you ask a question. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to connect with 5 people. So using that search bar to find 5 people and connecting with them. And then you're going to do 5 likes and then you're going to comment on 5 different things. Take a picture of this now so you remember. This is what we're going to do. And you could do longer than 15 minutes. If you have more time, you could double that. You could say, right, I'm going to connect with 10 people. I'm going to connect with 20 people. I'm going to do 20 likes. I'm going to do 20 comments. Remember, the more you do, the faster this is going to happen for you. But we're just going to do 15 to begin with because we want to get into the habit of doing it. So over the next week, we're going to be hosting the 15-minute challenge in the Facebook group. So I'm going to be in there every day for the next week, checking up on you, seeing if you're doing it. So when you see the post in there, come and give me a little comment on the post and we can do that. I have a thing that I want to share. Do I share that before your closing message?
Yeah, do that. I'm just laughing at P. Gallagher's picture. I think that's one of the funniest pictures I've seen for a while. I had my tip about the alarm clock. Are you going to talk about that? Should I do that?
You can talk about that.
My one top tip, folks, think about what time of day makes most sense to you to do this 15-minute challenge. Like, when are you most likely to be having a coffee, having a bit of breakfast, or maybe it's in the evening on the sofa, or when you're on the bus or the train, or definitely not when you're driving, but if you're in the passenger seat, like, when is the time of day that every single day you go, actually, it kind of makes sense then? Put an alarm in your phone, a daily alarm. That's what made me drink water every day. I need to do that again too. And that's what makes me do this stuff. Okay, so set an alarm on your phone is my top tip for getting this challenge done. Beautiful.
That's for you, Simon.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah. Okay, carry on. Nearly there, folks. 3 minutes. Laura, go.
I have something. It's just for my South Wales rebels. I noticed last week when we were doing this, I was like, oh, you know where I'm talking about. You're from South Wales too. How exciting. So what I've decided to do is to create, well, first of all, we already have this WhatsApp group. It's full of South Wales rebels from the finance school, from the Bridgend course that I did before, from if you're in South Wales and you're a rebel, this is a WhatsApp group for you. Gail's putting a little Welsh dragon flag. Gail is in there if you want to chat about Gail. You want some embroidery on something for your business, she's in there. But what we're going to do is we're going to do like a little networking event after the course. And I thought, why don't we all get together? How fantastic would it be if we can actually all be in the same room? And then I thought, well, where are we all going to hang out? Because I don't think that my living room is big enough for everybody. So I got in touch with my friend Paul. I don't know if anybody knows him, but he runs the Wellness Lounge down the bay. And he said that we can turn the coffee shop into our little area for doing our networking. So sometime at the end of November, we're going to be there and we're going to hang out together. We might have a couple of speakers. Paul might tell you his business story too. And we're all going to get together and we're going to have some fun. And also, if you like coffee, Paul makes a pretty good coffee too.
That sounds lovely.
What's coming up next week? Or you?
This week, we've got the Thursday Q&A session. And you've got some fabulous guests who've done 1 or 2 things on social media, right? Kelly and Clara.
Yes, I've got my Facebook. I told you I'm going to get them confused. Instagram. My Instagram expert, Clara, is going to come on and she's going to answer any questions that you have live on Thursday, along with Kelly, who is a LinkedIn expert.
Beautiful. And then Monday session, folks. Next Monday is... in my mind, this is breakthrough week. This is about confidence, about motivation, about self-belief, and actually getting you guys ready for the money mindset conversation with the Donegans the following week. We're setting you up. So it's almost like folks, if you want a bit of coaching, if you want to come on camera and get some specific help for you, if you're feeling stuck, then I'm going to help you with that on Monday. Closing thoughts coming up for me. First thought is, Laura, can I just, before you do your homework summary, I'm just going to do this. Just a reminder, if you would like to be one of our case studies, folks, there's the QR code. What you can do is give us a sense of who you are, what your business is, what your story is, just like that fantastic post from the lady in the Facebook group, the cleaning one. That's the link, rebelschool.com/my case study. And there's the QR code if you need it. And of course, a little reminder, oh, it's not that one. Let's go to this one. Thank you to our sponsors. Not a single person, not a single one of you has given us any money for this course whatsoever. What? How is that even possible? That's because of the fabulous people at Camden, South Ribble, Chorley, Bridgend, West Berkshire, Brent, and Uttlesford on behalf of North Essex. That was a mouthful, just about got it out. And their sponsorship and their leadership has meant they're focusing this course on their residents, but they're opening it up to every single one of us that are on this course to make it available to everybody, knowing that we're building this business community of support that help each other start businesses debt-free and get yourselves out there. So thank you to our sponsors. And I'm sure the Rebel team will pop the case study link in the chat and in the YouTube comments if possible. Final bit, Laura, do you want to do a summary of the homework?
Yes.
You're in charge.
Homework. Yay! So what we're going to do is we're going to choose one social media platform if we haven't done it yet, just one social media platform. Then we're going to do the 1 minute brief, because this is going to give you your very first piece of content that you can put onto social media. You might even want to go back to the 1 minute brief that you did today and maybe like tidy it up a little bit so you're at a stage where you're happy to post it. Don't spend hours doing it though, spend 5 minutes. So get that across the line so that you're able to post it. Share it in the Facebook group. I've really messed up with this again today. I want you to reach out to 10 people on social media. I want you to be commenting, using that search bar to find them. Next up, I want you to post the video in the Facebook group if you haven't done it already. Fantastic. Like, I looked in the Facebook group a few minutes ago when Simon was talking, and there are so many in there, and I can't wait to watch them all. So big well done. Give yourself a pat on the back if you've done that already. And if not, there is still time. And then create your post and tag Rebel in it. Because if you tag Rebel in this post, guess what? We're going to share it for you. So tag us in all of the stuff that you're posting, all of your social media posts, and we're going to share some of that stuff on our social media for you. And then you get in front of more people.
Thanks, Laura. I think it's time, folks, isn't it? Well done for staying the course. 8 p.m. Thursday for a Q&A with the social media experts that Laura's invited. See you at 8 p.m. Monday for the breakthrough session that's really going to help you understand your story and get unstuck from that story. That's what this is all about. And my final thoughts, Laura, if you could stop sharing your screen for me, would be this. Let me take my glasses off so I can see what the hell's going on. Right, here's the bit. Oh, yeah, there I am. Okay. Social media is the fastest way to find a customer. You can use your search engine and go like a laser to the exact person who is most likely to be interested in what you're selling or what your art is or what you're doing. But you don't need 1,000 likes to get traction. You just need one view. If that one view is interested in your stuff, you are creating an opportunity to find a customer, to find a buyer, to find a fan, whatever your business is all about. So get out there, experiment with social media, take the social media medicine that Laura has prescribed this evening, and let's do the 15-minute challenge for the next 7 days and see what happens. See you on Thursday, everybody.